And recording. Hello,
Bowl.
everybody. It is Sunday, May 24th, 2026, and you're listening to the Super Gamecast. I am your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by the dunkiest of dudes, Mr. Duncan Crabtree.
That's me. That's me. That's my name.
And then our mod mommy, wielder of our band hammer, Emily Hulslander.
Oh, morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, it's the afternoon on the East Coast, I guess. How
Eh,
how's everyone's week? Everyone have a good week?
It's been good.
eh,
Talking to family, all that. My
Yeah.
got them in town. My uncle works on movies and has been telling me about all of his encounters with famous people, and that's been interesting.
Sounds cool. That sounds really neat.
Yeah.
Fair. I worked a lot
yeah,
basically
same.
my week, and I played a lot of video games.
Yeah.
I actually did play a lot of video games. Played a shit ton of Forza Horizon this week.
I didn't
Like,
play a lot of video games. I played a lot of video game, mostly as research for the video that I want to make.
yeah, I ended up a lot of my gameplay yesterday was just getting footage. Like I ended up playing like an hour of Hogwarts Legacy just to make sure I had footage for the video I'm working on.
Oh my god,
So
that reminds me. You even told me, you're like, do yourself a favor and record so you can have footage, and I haven't been doing that.
oh my god, dude, what? What?
What is wrong with you, man?
I
Like,
Like
what the
sound so
fuck?
dumb. Dude,
yeah, no,
I've played like 20 hours of Skyrim
yeah,
and I haven't
Oh my
recorded.
god, that's footage. Your
that,
footage.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the bad part
Damn.
is the labeling, but like other than that, yeah, you're kind of screwing yourself. Uh,
Well, it's not like I'm gonna stop playing Skyrim yet, so
so
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, you'll get another shot.
Plenty
But
of opportunities.
yeah, no, I guess we'll front load the what we've been playing just because it seems like looking at the game list this week will probably be pretty quick.
that's
Uh,
true. That's true. Well, as I
uh,
was saying, I've been playing Skyrim.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so what I did was I attempted to play it near vanilla before with just one major mod put in that is a mod called Legacy of the Dragonborn that
mm,
gives you basically like a big haul that is sort of incentivizing you to 100% the game, right?
okay,
Like it's a big quest line where you have to get every unique, every type of armor, every type of weapon, right? You just got to go get everything and do everything. And that's how you complete this big haul that is like the Dragonborn Museum.
Dragon Ball.
Uh and and then when I tried to install that last week, it fucked up. It fucked up and it had no textures or audio.
Mm.
And so I got annoyed and I decided to download the biggest mod pack I could find on Wabajack. Uh,
Okay,
and this led me down a rabbit hole. And what was it called? The mod pack I installed is like 900 gigabytes.
holy shit!
I think it was
Like
called
that's like
Tomes
5
of
games, dude.
Talos. Yeah,
What the
it was like
shit?
it was 960 gigabytes.
Holy
Uh,
fuck!
and so I went like down a rabbit hole because I started because I was like, I'm gonna find the biggest thing, I'm gonna click it, I'm just gonna install it. Right. Uh and then I found out that that doesn't work. Uh and that you actually have to do a bunch of preparation because 960 gigabytes needs to be clear on your computer and you
Yeah,
need to like prepare your Steam in a special way. I had to uninstall Steam. Uh, I had to uninstall Steam and reinstall it in a different location on my drive. I had to
none
do
of
just a
this seems
ton
worth
of different
this.
things.
None of this
Uh,
seems worth this. But go
it
on.
it was really like a sunk cost thing because
Okay.
I thought it would be quick because if you're not familiar with Wabbajack is a mod pack specific program for a couple of different games, but originally, Skyrim and then it later became the other Bethesda games and now has a bunch of different games on it. You can get like Baldur's Gate mod packs on there and stuff.
Yeah.
Um and all it is that it changes the installation process for a mod pack from installing a bunch of disparate things or going through like one person's specific thing, and it's supposed to be a one-click install for all the
Mm.
mods. And that is not the case for this mod pack because it's just too big and too complicated. So you have to run this pre-install checker to make sure your system can do it. If you don't have an SSD that is internal to your PC, the mod pack just doesn't work. They say just fuck off, you can't play it.
Okay, I
Uh
mean I feel like that's a low ask in the current day and age because I feel like
uh I think their minimum requirements are, hold on, let me see. Their minimum requirements for your GPU are a 3060.
yeah, that's like a not that crazy of a bar to clear. Yeah,
Um
that I think that is the most popular GPU on Steam.
yeah.
Like none of this
Uh
feels too crazy.
but that's their minimum. Their recommended is a 4070 Ti or higher.
Yeah,
Uh
okay, that's kind of chunky. That's
and I'm running it with a 4080, and I'll
mm,
tell you, it's not actually prepared to run it. It's actually not strong enough. Uh
that's nuts. That's like the fourth fastest graphics card you can buy
I
right
needed
now.
to uninstall and reinstall their performance version, which
Oh,
has a recommended of a 3060, and then I could get it to run at 60 frames.
those- so what are you getting from all this suffering?
Right.
Because this just seems
What
like a
I'm what
wild pain
what
in
I'm
the
getting
ass.
is, again, one, it was sunk cost, right? I had just started doing it and it spent like 2.5 hours installing and then didn't.
But
And I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna get you to install, you son of a bitch.
so
Uh
I will say I hope that
so
you I in this video you're making I hope this process
it's documented, yeah.
is documented. Like I need this should be a part of the video. Is I love hearing like when videos are like this about this kind of project. I love hearing just the
Oh,
absolute.
I even had to go to their Discord. I had to go to their Discord for the people who made the mod pack because after I installed it, the fucking aspect ratio was super messed up and it was really stretched and half the screen was off my screen. And I had to change a bunch of settings in the INI files, and then that didn't work. And then they were like, "Oh, run this custom diagnoser software that's built into the mod pack because we're
Oh,
so
for
used to people
fuck's
having this
sake!
problem that they have an issue diagnoser in the mod pack." And then that gave inaccurate results for my PC specs, and they were like, "What the fuck is happening to your computer?" Like the guy that was helping me out was like, "You've got something crazy going on to your PC. It's fucking nuts." And then it turned out to be a leftover thing from the author of the thing. It was a whole
I
process. So I
just
got it installed, and my goal became, as I did this, like the reason I decided to
uh-huh.
do it, uh, ended up being that I was like, okay, I've experienced normal Skyrim like a dozen times,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, I want to install a crazy modded version of this game and see what the authors of these mega mod packs intend the experience to be, right?
Uh-huh.
And I've found that the intended experience from these mod authors is fucking horrible. It's a horrible experience because nobody that's making an individual mod for Skyrim is a game designer. Like, they may have moved on to become a game designer, but generally
Oh,
speaking, they're incredibly amateurish.
I
And
I want to
like
thank you because I thought you were gonna go a totally different direction with that. I thought this was gonna be like you heard Ave Maria playing, where it was the most majestic version of Skyrim ever.
no, it's so the opposite.
Oh, go on though,
Um
please.
because it's the most deeply unoptimized, fucked up thing that you could possibly play. For one, there is no stronger test of a computer. There is no thing that you can go get right now and run that is going to be rougher on your PC than a ridiculously modded install of Skyrim.
I mean, I have some stress tests for PCs, but this is also a good option.
Yeah.
I have like software that is meant to torture your computer.
Yeah, software that's meant to torture a computer, obviously, right? But that's just kind of arbitrarily assigning loads to things. If you're talking a practical application that you're trying to get your PC to do, I think like there's a couple of games out there and you can run Cyberpunk at ridiculous graphics, right? But I think the top of the line thing that you can run to get your computer to fucking fire on all cylinders, just go absolutely crazy, is Skyrim with every mod possible on it.
I mean, yeah, you can also do the same thing for Cyberpunk. That was a big part of like my
I
girlfriend's
have heard
computer
that.
upgrade. Like my girlfriend's computer upgrade was like she wants to run Cyberpunk with every mod imaginable. It was
I
like
have heard that
you,
you can do that with Cyberpunk. I've seen videos of people making it like photorealistic.
yeah. So that does not
So
shock me.
the thing about Skyrim is that while you can get it to absolutely max out your PC, right, to the point where the program is crashing pretty frequently because it's actually trying to overheat my graphics card.
Yep.
Uh, uh, like you can get it to do that, and you're not getting the results that make the game look anywhere near as nice as that should entail. Right? The game certainly looks nicer, right? There's an overall improvement in its look, but it is nowhere near what the sort of demand 960 gigabytes along with blasting a 4080 should get you.
I mean,
Uh
yes, that is to me. This makes sense, just because of the fact that it's like, well, you're bolting this on to a 15-year-old game, and not only
yeah,
are you bolting it onto a 15-year-old game, you're also like, because these guys are not professionals and they're doing it like as a
it's
side
deeply
thing.
unoptimized.
It's like it's just it's like, does it
And
run? Okay.
you get things like I think there are like 35 mods installed in this mod pack, of which there are 4,000 plus mods, right? And there's
Oh,
35
Jesus.
mods dedicated solely to trees, just to make trees look how they look in this mod
I,
pack.
I'll say this: it's kind of impressive.
Yeah, yeah, I
Like
find it impressive.
it is impressive in a fucked up kind of way. Like
Uh, Skyrim modding has also clearly been invaded by AI slop. This
oh
has
yeah,
taught me.
yeah, that
Uh,
I totally believe.
you've got NPCs audibly switching to AI voiced dialogue of the same voice actor. You've got you've got random AI art used for certain things. Like there's definitely a major prevalence of AI now. Uh and then the intended gameplay experience is incredibly weird and fucked up. Cuz the people making this stuff, they're not like proper game designers, and they have no vision of like a large cohesive version of the game. It's all people trying to fix their personal complaints with a single part of the game, right?
A-
So
And
it's
and
I'm
like,
gonna modify alchemy to function more how like I want it to. And it's people doing that to literally every aspect, but they have different tastes and they have no unified vision of everything.
so, and I do feel like this is a big part of why I don't like mod culture on PC and mods.
Mhm.
Is like when I play a game, I want the developer vision, even if
Yeah,
I personally don't like it or agree with it. Uh, and I feel like the mod community is like, let's sand down this rough edge because I don't like it,
right.
and then and obviously if you do that for every mechanic in a game, especially as big as fucking Skyrim,
Yeah.
you're gonna get some fucked up results.
Yeah, and it is every inch. They they have this weird system where in first person it honestly plays pretty similar to Skyrim for combat.
All right.
But you have like a dodge roll and perfect blocking and parries and stuff. And then in third person, it plays like a like a Lords of the Fallen,
Okay.
right? And then there's a ring you could put on that makes it play like you have an insane wushu move set that makes the game like super easy because you're hitting like 15 times in one animation and all of your hits are at the same damage that they were. Uh
Huh.
and that was a weird aspect, but that's because there's just like it's three different animation modification mods that they're just letting all three of them exist, and all of them have completely different visions for how the game should work.
Mm.
And the thing is that I have my buddy Logan, he's played a ton of modded Skyrim. And he's like, "Oh, well, you can fix this issue that you're having with this modification, and you can go add this mod to the thing." And it's like, I don't want to do any of that because this mod team is a team of developers. It's a team of developers who themselves do have an intended vision, right? And I'm trying to get their intended vision, right? They have been working for years to make this, and I want to see what the result of that is and what they're intending me to do as someone who doesn't know a bunch about these mods already, who doesn't know how to modify them to fit my exact tastes, right? What is the out of the box experience for a user that wants to play mega modded Skyrim? And it isn't fully horrible. There's been plenty to enjoy, but it is incoherent, messy, wildly unoptimized, and just, just strange in a lot of ways.
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting. That this is gonna be shit that I like never fuck around with ever. Like it's
Mhm.
just the reality of one, I'm like kind of always chasing the stuff that I haven't played. So like
Yeah.
if I'm going back to a game, it's like I have to love that fucking game.
Right.
And that's a big part of it. And then I think I just don't have an interest in the mod shit. Like I haven't had an interest in mod shit since like when the original Halo was on PC and Unreal Tournament was around.
Speaking of, I'm definitely getting you to play a Halo 1 mod though.
I know it's on the list. It's on my ever growing list of things I need to do before I die. So uh
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 that actually brings me smoothly into my other game that I played this week, and that's just Baldur's Gate 3.
uh
But this is also in service to the script of the video I'm making, as well as just being a thing that, two friends asked me to play Baldur's Gate 3 with them, and I was like, "Oh, sure. I love Baldur's Gate."
yeah,
Um,
why not?
but I am doing the playthrough in a way as to get as overpowered as possible as early as I can. So
Okay.
I went and I got the legendary sword that from Act 3 that you can technically get in Act 1 by doing by commanding a guy that is supposed to appear in Act 3 to drop the sword in the brief second that he technically appears. Uh Therefore giving me a +3 legendary weapon right at the start. And then also I killed Raphael in Act 1, who is the optional secret mega boss in Act 3 that drops the strongest armor in the game.
Hmm.
And you can kill him in Act 1 through a very difficult and obscure set of steps to get him to spawn in a camp and then silence him and just beat the shit out of him until he dies. Uh, and I did that, and so now I have a ridiculously strong weapon and strong armor in Act 1, and I'm playing through Baldur's Gate 3 like that.
I'm guessing it's making it super duper easy.
Not really. We're playing on the hardest
Um
difficulty,
okay, that makes sense then.
right? And Baldur's Gate 3 turns out a hard game on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, well, that was the so my girlfriend loved that game. I
Yeah.
liked it a lot, but she loved it. Like she did like every playthrough you can imagine. But the reason
Mhm.
why she doesn't have the 100% is the achievement for beating the game on that higher
On 4
difficulty.
mode.
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, because we're not playing on the hardest difficulty because they have a permadeath no save like ridiculous super difficulty that we're not playing just because we want to be able to save the game.
Yeah. Complete the game in honor mode.
Yeah, I have not
That's
beaten honor mode. We're playing on tactician mode.
gotcha. Yeah. So
Which just massively inflates enemy health values and damage, stuff like that.
gotcha.
But that's me this week.
All right. I put a bunch more time into Forza Horizon 6. I finished what you could call the main campaign. I became a Horizon legend. And then, well, I didn't like clear out 100% of the map. I feel like I did most of the meaningful meaningful content.
Mm.
Oh, I
Well,
just
that's
got
good.
hold on, I just got a text from a she can hear me in the other room. I'm almost done with honor mode run, halfway into Act 3.
Let's
LaMelo.
go.
Thank you for the live editorial collection.
Love you, Phoebe.
You are Emily says she loves you. Okay. So that interjection aside, I hopped back in Forza Horizon 6 and I got through
Mhm.
what you call the main campaign. And I'm like, that game, I'm very conflicted on how I feel about it as like overall, because I think it is a very good video game. I think it is the best Forza Horizon game. I also think they have worn the formula too thin, and I feel like they don't commit to any particular direction enough. Because the game will have these fucking insane set pieces, and I talked about this last week, where you're like racing a fucking mech Gundam robot,
Oh
and
yeah.
like bombing down mountains and shit. But like it doesn't do that often enough, or have like the physics like a Ridge Racer or Burnout to go full send crazy arcade game. And then it just like it doesn't lean into the culture of Japan enough. Like there's only one Japanese radio station, right? Like it's one Japanese radio station playing Japanese artists.
Mhm.
And it's just like it tries to do references to different Japanese things, but not enough. And it feels like a very, well, I mean, you know, it is fitting for the game, a British tourist seeing Japan poorly.
Ah.
You know, like they have a mini game where you like do food and other item delivery in in like a, you know, one of those Japanese trucks. And this shit could have been Crazy Taxi. But
Yeah.
but it doesn't function like Crazy Taxi at all. And it's just
That's a
like
shame.
it doesn't go far enough into the crazy shit, or really any narrative shit either, or the setting, but it is still a very good one of these. Also, it looks
Hmm.
amazing and is optimized really well. I was getting well over 80 frames a second on maxed out everything the entire time, and I was able to get like 45 frames on my Ally X, and like yeah, it's good.
That's good.
It's optimized well. I will say, like, if you like arcade driving or open world driving, you will probably enjoy this game. I had a very fun time with it. They've done a bunch of little improvements to it. In compare, like they don't charge you for fast travel anymore.
Oh, let's go.
Like you don't get charged, and you don't have to fast travel specific points. You can just do any road you've been to, which that's like huge because like multiple times like, fuck, I forgot that like little board to blow up. Oh, well,
Mhm.
okay, I've been down that road. Great, so let's fast travel to it, go knock it over real quick, no problem. You know, so that's a thing. They have improved the car physics. They've improved the car physics to be more like for each car to sound or to feel different, and they've also improved the audio so they sound different. Like before, it was kind of like they all feel very similar. That this is an improved model, better sense of speed. I like that a lot. This is the best map in the franchise history. Like bombing down the hills of Japan into Tokyo is legitimately really fucking cool. Like
Yeah,
it
it is
is,
pretty cool.
it's like these mega jumps they've set up are awesome because of this too. There is one
Yeah,
where you jump over, like they have a ramp set up at the docks, and you jump over Tokyo Bridge. It's
that's
fucking
sick.
it's fucking cool. It's very fucking cool. Yeah,
So good.
it's a 4 out of 5. But like it's
Hmm.
a very frustrating 4 out of 5 because you
Because you can
could
see the
you
5.
can see the 5 if they just lean
Mm,
into it, and it's frustrating because of that. But I liked
yeah,
it. I put 25 hours into it. I actually might play some of the post game. I normally don't do that for these, but I've enjoyed it enough to go plop into that. So yeah, that's a Forza. The other thing I did is I fucked around in Marathon a whole bunch.
yeah,
I know we're gonna talk a lot about Marathon and Destiny and Bungie in a little bit here, but uh, yeah, all the news. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm almost done with Pokemon. I wrapped up Forza. Let's go play. And I just played a bunch of Marathon this week. That game's fucking awesome. It's
yeah.
so good. The community around it is so fucking cool. Like I got so I solo queue. None of my friends
Right.
play a fucking game. You all make me sad. You know, you want me to play a marathon by myself. It's okay. But anyway,
Been
so
busy,
it's
dude.
what?
That's why I've been busy. That's why I haven't played Marathon.
I
At
haven't been
least not
able to
yet.
activate my sleeper agent yet.
That's, you know, you just need to start playing and be like, no, dude, it's sick. Come on a crew with
Uh,
us.
And I've also
yeah.
been
Well,
with a boyfriend for like a couple days a week. So
there you go.
See
there you
what
go.
we need to
The
do is
thing is, it's easier for me to get him to activate if I get in at the same time as him
uh
because he hates feeling disadvantaged.
okay,
Uh,
fair.
he doesn't like coming in late and getting taught. He wants to know.
Uh, I am tempted to just buy you and him marathon. I have like been sitting here being like,
That's usually how I make him play a game, is that
let,
I buy it for him without his permission,
uh,
and then he can't say no because I bought him the video game.
uh, I was talking to Ray, who has a crazy as shit work schedule, and I'm like, when can you be free when I'm free? I might just buy you marathon. I'm like, so but because I've been running solo though, which is the point of that,
Yeah,
is I've been doing solo queues, and that game does not have, like, most of the time at least, its own rotation. Solo queues. You get grouped with randos, and most of the randos I've been with have been super cool. Like they've been
right.
very
Really?
chill people, being like they want to communicate, they want to ping, they want to do contracts, and you know you just kind of and they've been really cool, and it's been this like nice thing if you get in, and it's just this fucking there's this tension, like it, and it doesn't have the arc raiders thing where you'll see someone be like, hey, we're cool, or how to gauge it. No, in marathon, unless they are specifically saying leave me alone, it is smoke that motherfucker on sight.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to be very clear for anyone getting into marathon. You may run in, you know, if it's like, oh hey man, I'm cold, leave me alone, leave me alone.
It's not
Unless
Arc Raiders.
unless they drop their guns, you smoke that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So
I mean, you gotta do it because the more people I obliterate, the better my lifetime statistics look.
also you could steal their shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but what if they have garbage, right? You could look at someone and you could be like, "You have garbage,"
Not
right?
necessarily, not like because like everyone is running the
Hmm,
same runner skins. It's like you might recognize
uh,
the gun they're rolling with, so
I
it's
see.
like you'll see like, oh fuck, that's hurt me a lot. I need to jump on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So there's that. It's always hilarious to
Well,
me
yeah,
since
then it's for sure kill them on sight because I don't know if they have some juice in them.
yeah, but like, and then
Normally
sometimes
they prevent they pre well, I was gonna say normally they prevent this by making the noobs visibly noobs. Like,
oh no,
"Oh, I'll be nicer to that guy because he clearly has nothing of value for me." Right? But if it's everybody looks almost the same, then it's, you could be a juice to the gills mega pinata of a man, or you could be completely worthless, and I can't tell the difference, so I'm always gonna kill you just in
like
case you're a pinata.
the biggest indicator is like your skin. You can unlock higher level skins that look
Mm.
different. Like I'm running like this black and red skin on the main runner I use, but on the other side of that, a lot of people don't. They don't
Well,
put on.
it's tactically worse. It's
Yeah,
tactically worse to
yeah.
wear anything but the newbieist skin, because then people will know that you're juicy.
But I'm also a disappointing pinata because unless
Mm,
I am for sure locking in for a run where I'm like, okay, I am targeting something specific that is going to
yeah,
have me fighting some insane shit, I come in with mediocre shit a lot of the time.
right.
So like I'll be dropping in being like looking like the juiciest pinata, and then they look at me and then they actually open me and they're like, "What's this bullshit?" I
Oh,
actually
is
I
that crystal?
I actually had that happen to me like the other night where I got greedy because I like saw a corpse that someone left behind and then just dude smoked me in the back. It was me being dumb. Uh
Right.
and then I audibly heard him over Proc's chat be like, "Oh, he has nothing." Sick ignorant dude. Um,
That's funny.
but yeah, like they I still think it has the like Bungie and extraction shooter problem of the tutorial isn't perfect. But this is
Mhm.
definitely the most I've been able to enjoy an extraction shooter, a PvP extraction shooter, because I love Helldivers, ever. And a lot of that just becomes from part of it's tension, because you can do a run without ever running into another person. I've done it. We got in, we cleared out all the bots, got our contracts done, didn't see another person the entire time.
Mm,
Um, and then sometimes it's hell. Sometimes it is
right.
living nightmare. You're seeing multiple crews all run into a thing, and everyone's third partying everyone else, and you're just like you drag yourself to exfil, and you
Right.
barely make it out. You're like, "Ah."
Yeah, that is good. That is the appeal,
Yeah,
is the moments of tension.
yes, but they do a good job of making it so you can do no or low tension runs as well because they have the
Mhm.
sponsored kits. So you can
Ah,
you can use some of your currency to get a like kind of middling but still decent enough kit to go in and do shit with no stakes for you really.
yeah.
And I like that. So it's like the end of the night, I'm kind of tired. I've already done a couple of like sweat runs. I can go throw on this, grab some shit, have a fun time. And if I die, it doesn't really matter. Oh fuck it, you picked up whatever I collected on the map.
Mhm.
It's not, and it also means like if I lose everything, like let's say I have like three really shitty runs in a row, I'm not functionally useless in the game.
Yeah.
Which is nice. They've done a really good job with this game. I'm just so pissed that it's like I feel like it's being hamstrung. Not to say it's not successful because it has 10 to 20,000 people on PC alone playing it every day, but it is definitely feels like it got all this negative press due to a bad alpha, and yes, the alpha was bad. I will completely admit to you. And then that art issue they had that they got settled, and then a bunch of fucking YouTube grifters just haranguing into it, and now the Destiny community. The Destiny community has been review bombing it recently
Mm,
because they're like, they don't understand that this Destiny shit was gonna happen no matter what. We'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, like literally I scrolled down on the Steam reviews just now, and one of the recently posted reviews, Destiny 2 died for this, by the way. Uh Which
Yeah.
anytime I see that, that I want to look them in the eyes and go, good. Yeah. Like, yeah. So, last thing I have, we'll get to M's thing, we'll start on the news, is I have encountered another issue with the Xbox, or not the Xbox, the regular Ally X, which probably is also in the Xbox one because they run the same OS. Fucking hell. So, I found out if you turn that thing off and on, or it accidentally gets turned off during an update, it'll enable
Yeah.
something called BitLocker. Do you know what BitLocker is?
Not familiar.
So BitLocker is a thing that Windows 11 automatically enables so people can't get into your fucking computer, right? Like it's a security measure. And what you have to do is go on your phone or go on another computer and log into your Windows account and get your BitLocker key, and then enter it.
That is annoying.
It's very fucking annoying. And I, I see the BitLocker screen. I'm like, oh god damn it, because I apparently must turn this thing off. Like it must have got turned off when it was updating. Like, well, that's fucking annoying. And then I'm like, I go to get the BitLocker key at my other computer, and I realize that I can't type. It's not letting the on-screen keyboard pull up or anything because it can't pull up the mobile Windows UI thing. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to fix this then? Like, do I just have to go buy a USB-C keyboard to plug into this thing? Thankfully, I went on the internet and I found out, hey, if you hold up the volume up button, it boots into a special version of BitLocker where you can use a touchscreen. And I was like, this is so fucking stupid. Every part, the continuing saga of owning this thing and fucking with it off and on continues to tell me just how unready Windows and Microsoft are for having a fucking handheld. Yeah, so, and then there's, yeah, and then, so, and all I want to do is install Forza on it, because it's, like, a more powerful handheld, and it can hang a little better. And, yeah, it played fine. It was good. But, man, and I'm kind of at the point where I might try and sell it. I'm kind of at the point with that thing. Like, I have a deck, and I'm not particularly, like, I don't need 2XKO or Dragon Ball FighterZ portable that badly. So, yeah. Anyway, Emily, you played a pair of games.
I did. So I finished Mixtape.
You finished
Nice.
Mixtape. What do you think?
Damn, that shit hit me in the feels.
It does a really good job of showing that last night or last, it does the teenage coming of age thing well. And it's interesting because normally I feel like this is the first game to really do that.
Yeah.
It's the first. It is the first game that is effectively a teen movie.
Yeah. I loved it. Like all the little mini games, the music, just vibes overall. It was just so damn good.
Yeah, I feel like this is a game that is very targeted at people who are theater kids. Ex-theater kids. It is very much like if you are a person who really likes Wes Anderson movies and was a theater kid, you are going to love Mixtape, but otherwise you're going to find it incredibly corny. You're gonna find it corny. But that's honestly the worst thing I can say about it is it is a bit corny, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed these characters. I enjoyed the story. The music was fucking incredible. Yeah, no. So I'm glad you liked them. Duncan, I'd say give it a shot. It's not a long experience. It's 3 hours. I don't know how you feel about those kind of movies or anything, but
I mean, I love the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, fair. I would say the writing is not up to that standard, but it's definitely the same vibe.
Mm.
So
Yeah, mixtape seems appealing to me. I'll likely check it out at some point.
ugh,
But I don't know. The issue that I have is that it doesn't scratch any of the itches I normally have for gameplay. So it's kind of like a me going out of my way thing to experience it just
fair.
because it seems kind of interesting. I'm never gonna like crave playing it.
I wouldn't either. I tend to like this kind of game, but even then, it's not like a good gameplay loop kind of game. Though I will say that Skip and Stone's minigame was pretty fun.
That was super fun.
I actually had some fun. Just like, let me see if I can fucking hit the beehive. But
Yeah, no, like I was trying to knock over that little tower that's right near the front. I got like the furthest, like which was almost all the way across the lake.
I did fucking hate that
Mhm.
minigame where you were destroying the car with a slingshot. Though it was very hard to see and annoying.
Oh,
That shit was very
yeah.
annoying. But I don't know. Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. It's definitely like short too, though. Like it's and cheap. It's like I think it's $18 still. Um.
Yeah, and actually no, it was only that price until the 21st.
Oh, okay. Well, it went up. $20 still. $20 for 3 hours of entertainment. Possibly more if you're the achievement hunting kind, which I don't believe you are. But yeah, I had a great time with it. I think that the screaming about this game is fucking stupid, and it's unfortunate that it got caught up in all of that stupidity. Because I think people would be having a lot more positive impression of it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, and then you played Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. How far did you get into this? Because I purchased this, but I wanted to finish Pragmata first, which is looking like that's going to be my tonight thing to do.
Yeah.
I just started chapter 2 after finishing unlocking everything about chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm having a lot of fun with this. Like I love my sweet baby Yoshi.
What is the
Uh,
It's just a baby.
no, it's I thought it was man Yoshi.
No, Yoshi's perpetually baby.
Yoshi is
perpetually speaking.
oh, okay, Yoshi is perpetually baby. That's so we're never gonna get bearded Yoshi, punished Yoshi.
No, punished
Nope.
Yoshi is it's never gonna happen.
Yoshi.
Sorry, dude.
That I like the idea of like a 70-year-old bearded Yoshi
If
instead of
you want punished bearded Yoshi, you need to make Venom Yoshi.
okay, let's do it. Do it. Give him an
Bet.
eye
Let's go.
patch, cut off his arm. Let's go. So yeah, so I heard. So what is the core gameplay loop of this thing? Because I've like heard it's a platformer. I heard it's a puzzle game. I've heard it's a fucking adventure game. Like all
It's
the
a combo.
okay, so like all the footage told me was like this seems like a 2D platformer that's really easy. But then what I'm being told is it is not. So
It has the look of being a 2D platformer that's fairly easy, but it actually does have some difficulty to it.
okay.
Because like you have to really think about how to get to certain things, how to uh do all these different puzzles and all that. There's like it helps it very much like gets your gears turning.
Can you give me examples of how?
There was one that I did, the croakeoke, which is a singing frog, basically.
Uh,
You have to bounce on them to create their melodies. And there's one that does um Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which is right near the end of the level,
uh,
but you have to time it, otherwise you have to start all over.
oh,
So
I'm
you
gonna
have
be.
to figure out like yeah, it was a pain in the ass for me too. Trust me. It took me forever. Um, but you have to like once you get that like figured out, once you go, okay, so if I power jump here, pop, pop, power jump here, pop, power jump there and done, then you're good. They also, if you give them something, it'll affect them in a different way. So if you give one a pepper, it'll basically hop on its own. And then if you give it like a fruit, it'll amplify their sound, basically.
Hmm.
The more you know.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, you're liking it so far. You said you're on chapter 2.
Which is
Mo-
the mountaintop.
Okay, from what I understand, that's 6 chapters. I understand it's like not a super long game, but yeah, this seems interesting. What I keep hearing about it is it's like it's very much like, hey, if you want a game that a younger person or an adult can enjoy, that's like kind of whimsical. Check this out.
Mhm.
Yep,
Um,
very much.
so yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we talked. I think that's everything we've played.
Yeah.
So time to get to the news. Hey, Bungie confirms it's ending Destiny 2 updates to focus on new games.
It does. It does confirm this.
Saying June 9th is going to be the final live service content update for Destiny 2.
I mean,
Yes.
as long as they don't like fully delist it and just do the occasional like bug update,
I mean,
not
yeah,
a bad move.
I mean, yeah, you
That
can
is
still enjoy it.
likely exactly what they will do.
Yeah.
The thing is that this is coming after, so when the final shape came out, right?
Mhm.
Bungie kind of went, hey guys, don't worry, this isn't the end of Destiny 2. We are going to keep making stuff. We have another expansion planned. This is actually going to be the start of the new story, right? This
Oh
is
yeah,
the
I
end
heard
of the
about
Witness
this.
saga, right? The game's been going for 10 years.
Ugh.
And this is the end of the 10-year plan, which infamously we all laughed at it back when Destiny 1 was in its early stages.
Right.
But they told us like, oh guys, we have a 10-year plan for Destiny. It's gonna be going for 10 years.
And it was supposed to be 3
Cool.
And
games.
back then,
It was supposed to
yeah,
be 3
back
games,
then,
remember?
well,
Yeah.
originally it was supposed to be just the one game. They when they first talked about it, they were saying that Destiny 1 was going to operate for 10 years and that it was going to be this bigger thing. And it's why we laughed at them when they, then announced Destiny 2 because they're like, "Oh yeah, the 10-year plan, huh?" But it did end up happening. They did do the 10-year plan
Yeah, they got
because
over,
after
because they
10
got
years,
12. They got 12,
yeah,
dog.
uh after their 10 years they reached the end of what they called the saga of the Witness, right? Which is what the entire story of Destiny was leading up to the release of the final shape. And I loved the final shape. The final shape was an
Yeah,
incredible expansion.
I fucking hated every bit of seasonal content after it, but
Yeah,
the actual expansion itself was fucking awesome.
it was fucking awesome. And as someone who had been actively following the game the entire time leading up to the final shape, uh, it was a really great ending. Unfortunately, it was not the end of the game.
I I,
They,
th- I said it then, and I was like, I don't think you guys should do a season after this. I think you should just say, hey, this shit's in maintenance mode. We're moving to the next one. We'll talk about why that didn't happen in a minute, but go ahead.
my impression of the story content after the final shape is that it was basically a bunch of them trying to desperately create a new overarching villain, right? And they're trying to do it with this exo lady, and she could see the future, and she used that to get herself into a position to do this, and she wants to bring her dead lover back to life, but then she does, and it doesn't work, and it's a whole thing, and she's in control of the Vex. But the issue is just the scale of grandiosity that the Witness had is not something that they could possibly compare to. And they were in this position where they're kind of like, all right, guys, let's kick things back up. Let's start again. But like they've been coasting off the momentum they've had for over a decade now, and it's gone. They spent it,
I,
and they spent it at the right time. But then they decided to continue
I,
going, and now it's not anywhere near as compelling. I'm not invested at all in the story, and I'm playing this DLC content, and I'm just not interested.
I also think that a big problem that Destiny had is there were a lot of problems that Destiny had that they just never gave a fuck about fixing, or they half-assed fixing.
Yeah.
I always bring up about how and the thing is I looked. I have roughly 600 hours in Destiny 2 across and Destiny 1
Mhm.
across all platforms. Um,
Ew.
yeah, I'm not nearly as much as Duncan, but that's a lot of time in one game.
I'm
And
probably 1 to 3,000 hours. I'm crazy,
I
crazy
I would
amounts
be
of Destiny.
yeah, I'd be willing to bet it's probably 3,000.
I used to be one of the best players in the world. You gotta play that much to do that.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I completely understand for a different game, but like I I look at I look at the new player experience and how just absolutely shit that has been basically from Shadowkeep onward, right? Like
Mhm.
it's just a fucking garbage tire fire nightmare. I look at like all the millions of currencies and different bullshit that doesn't matter when you log into the game. I look at the fact that, oh yeah, you want to do this one build that's really fun and fits what you like to do. Well, let's go grind this expansion that's like 6 years old to go get this thing. And yeah, you better go look up a guide to figure out how to do this, and probably do it alone because no one wants to run that shit because they've already done it. And fucking, you look at just the weird, like shitty seasonal content where you would get that really good expansion. Like almost always the core expansion in first raid was always legit as fuck. But then
Mhm.
after that, it would be like, okay, the dungeon would be cool, but the rest of this seasonal content is fucking ass most of the time.
Yeah, and if
It
you engaged with the season really actively too, uh, the dungeon would get old.
well, yeah,
It would eventually get old.
I fucking like the first time I ever did that, and then like the seasonal content was just always grindy mob farms, is what they
Right.
were. Like this wasn't seasonal content; it was a special separate event. But I remember when they did that 30th anniversary event, and that game show was really cool the first time you did it, right?
Yeah.
The Star Horse one. By the
But then it's
time
a chore.
yeah, like after the first couple times, I was just like, oh my god, how many times do I have to run this fucking Star Horse thing? Or like
Yeah.
how many times it's that horde mode they added before Final Shape. I forget what it's called. Onslaught?
Mhm.
Mm.
Onslaught, yeah, that's the name of it. I remember like explaining to Anthony how many times he was gonna have to grind that to get his fucking celestial Nighthawk, and he's
And
just
he's like,
like,
"I'm just not doing that."
what? What do you mean I have to farm this all week long? What
Yeah.
to have one, like, not competitive build, just a viable build.
Just viable. Yeah.
Yeah, like just have a viable build. That's fucking crazy. That's
No,
fucking insane.
if you're trying to get like a full end game set of gear in Destiny as an expansion comes out, uh, you're talking like 150 hours of grinding. Like it's a ton of work.
Yeah, it's fucking like, and the thing is just like I look at, and a lot of Destiny players say like, oh, it's not that much, and I'm like, dude, no, like, and WoW and any dedicated MMO fan has this issue as well, which has had to make me reframe when I look at these games. Is when back in the day before World of Warcraft got like 20 hours to get to endgame where your friends are.
Mhm.
Um, when I remember like telling people, oh yeah, dude, it's just gonna take you like a month to get to endgame. Don't worry about it. That
Yeah,
sounds
well,
that's fucking
it
crazy.
sounds psychotic. Yeah. The thing is, here's the thing about Destiny 2, right? It
Mm,
had this issue where every new season is designed for the people who are at endgame, right? So
Yes, and that's every MMO. That's all of them.
what it actually takes when the new thing of content comes out and you've got to update your gear, if you are maxed, if you are already playing like crazy, you have no concerns for currency, you have everything maxed out, you've just been playing the entire time leading up to the release, and now the release is coming out. It's going to take you maybe 40 hours to get 100% mega up to speed, probably even faster, right?
That's
And
not bad. But
that's not bad, right? That's a game, right? It's a game came out and now I'm playing that game. And you know, that is reasonable. The issue is that because they want to provide that solid 40 hours for their veteran players, the consequence of that is that you need to make it 150 hours for anyone who isn't in that situation.
Or you could just do what WoW does, Final Fantasy does, is like, hey, the new season is here. If you're new or you're returning, here's a shit ton of catch-up game. Just
Yeah,
here's
they're
every bit
gonna
of catch-up.
not allowed to do that because the other players are gonna blow their shit smooth off if new players get to hop in and be just as strong as them. A huge part of the dynamic in the Destiny community is that people love that advantage. The game is like there is this sort of like cathartic wall you can get past in which you're so ahead of the gear curve that you're actually just fully advantaged in everything that you're doing, and that on top of your skill differential is going to make this like, because remember PvP is also a big part of this,
Yes,
right?
that
PvP is really active for almost everybody actively playing Destiny, and you want your gear to be better, and it's really, really fucking annoying if someone's able to come in and get everything that you have by just playing for a while, right? They hate that.
and I think that was what was killing World of Warcraft for a while, and
Yeah.
I think what is part of what killed Destiny,
Yeah.
because like I think that, you know, because for me getting caught up was never that bad, because like you
Mhm.
said, I at least had one viable build by the time I was, you know, raiding with you. It was like 2 or 3. And, you know, if I wanted to go fucking grind god rolls and get really competitive, yes, I would have had a shit ton of grind to do, but it wasn't ever that bad. But like someone
Yeah.
like Aaron and Anthony explaining to them, yeah, don't worry, guys, we basically just have to treat this like a second job to make it so you cannot be effectively carries in the raid.
Yeah.
Like, lol, dude, what?
And meanwhile, I came in to
Mhm.
go raid with you guys, and I'm like, I gotta grind a little bit. I gotta grind a bit. But I have every exotic and all of their you know, I can't remember the name. You know, I have every exotic and all their is it patterns? No. You know, the upgrade that makes them
Yes,
function
yes,
the way
I
they
forget what's,
actually should.
yeah,
Um
yeah. Which grinding
I've
those is
grinded those
also fucking
all.
crazy for some of them.
Yeah, I've grinded them
Yeah.
out already, right? We go into the raid, I already have an Izanagi's burden, right? I already have the sword that you use for the super high DPS phase of eight tracks in the Deepstone Crypt. Like I've got these things, I don't need to worry about them. I really just need to have my gear up to item level, right?
Yes.
Um and so I do that and then I'm good, and that doesn't take very long. Uh and I don't have an end game build either. I mean, I have the build, I don't have the god rolls, right?
Right.
Because if you're not worried about the god rolls, it doesn't actually take crazy long to get up there, especially if you already have basically every single exotic in the game and you already
Well,
have
and
them, you know,
catalysts,
unlocked in
catalysts,
catalyst.
catalysts.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
I
Yeah.
already have their catalysts completed. I any piece of gear I would need to slot in, I have a pretty good version of it.
And like
Uh,
I remember like sitting down with Aaron because he wanted this one particular exotic,
yeah.
and like explaining to him, yeah, you're gonna have to go play this thing from 2 expansions ago. You're gonna have to play this campaign. You have to buy this expansion from 2 expansions ago. You have to play through
Mhm.
the entire campaign and then go grind this world event that's actually really fucking boring to get this
Yeah,
exotic.
and I remember back when I was gearing a second character because I decided to play a Titan for one expansion.
He came to the good
I
side. Proud of you.
and then I came right back, you crayon eaters. I back to the refined warlock immediately. But I did play one expansion of Titan, and I found out that okay, here's what you have to do. There's a lost sector that is going to spawn that will have a helmet, a chest, or boots or gloves, and you just need to do it on the hardest possible settings over and over and over and over again. It'll guarantee you one piece of exotic armor, and you gotta do them. There's gonna be one a day, and you have to spend all day for 4 days doing this. And that's what I did to gear myself out. And that's just to get the exotic, not to get a good roll on it. And then that took forever, and that was still even with a lot of saved time because I already have every exotic weapon from my warlock. So if I had to get the weapon too, it'd just be a nightmare.
Yeah, like it's, and that's the thing is like I think that they and comment in the chat always Destiny always seems to push the game towards hardcore players and expensive casual ones. And like yeah, you want to make your hardcore players happy. Like
Yeah.
I do want to be like very clear that I think it is a smart move to lean into your hardcore players, but dude, too much, and
Yeah.
if you're someone like me who would take long breaks, like what I would normally do is I'd come in, I would do the expansion, I'd have a good time, and then I'd maybe play the beginning of the first season, and I'd leave till the next expansion, and then I'd come
I
back.
also eventually became that. I would come in, I would do the raid day 1. So basically like 30 days before the raid would come out, I would come and be like, "All right, time for me to play like a psychopath and max my shit out in these 30 days that I have leading up to this." Uh and then I would do the raid. I would burn myself out like crazy day oneing the raid and then doing it like a couple more times after that, and then I would just leave and I would do none of the seasonal content uh leading in
Well,
between expansions, and then the next expansion would come out, and right before it comes out I would finish all of the seasonal content leading up to it.
I also want to say most of the seasonal content was fucking bad.
A lot of
It
it
was
was
not
bad.
good. It was mob grinds. It was here, honey. Let me give you your 1 millionth mob grind. But this time they're a different color.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, this sucks. This sucks so fucking
Yep.
bad. I just and like the dungeon would always be cool. Like I'm gonna be real. Now that the game is like done, once it's wrapped up and the crowd has kind of filtered out a bit, I actually might want to talk to you and the peeps about like, all right, let's go wrap up the raids and dungeons one last time. Give it a proper
Well,
send off.
I was going to bring this up about it is that and I was mentioning in the pre-show, I think that as they talk about their final update, that it's going to be a quote unquote love letter and a big send off
Yeah,
for Destiny. I think it's probably going to be the best update the game ever receives.
fair.
And for one piece of evidence, I'll use the context of Destiny 1. They left Destiny 1 in a fully functional state with access to every single piece of content. Destiny 1 was left in a great condition and is still available and runs today, and you can go play it.
Yeah.
And that was super cool. It was very cool of Bungie the way they treated Destiny 1 when they were transitioning Destiny 2. It is a model version of how you should treat your game when exiting its active support for live service, right? And if they are intending to do that with Destiny 2, what they are likely doing with this final update is that it's going to be them trying to add in everything everyone has wanted, and they've made some statements to this effect. Everything everyone has wanted the whole time, right? There's a lot of things in Destiny that they were evidently not doing because they want to extend the playtime. They want you to be playing for longer because if you are playing for longer, a lot of these long grinds, the intent is that if you're spending 100 hours grinding, you're probably a lifetime player. At that point, you are probably
It's
invested enough that you're a
sunk
lifetime
cost
player.
fallacy, the game. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
And that whole time you're more likely to purchase cosmetics, you're more likely to be invested enough to want these things. And so if they can get some part of the experience to click with you long enough to get you to do those things, which they are pretty likely to do because there is a ton of front-loaded, satisfying feeling content in Destiny. When you're running through the campaigns for the first time, you're going to feel the gunplay, you're going to feel the abilities, and you're going to go, "Oh, these are nice." Right? Like these plays good. And so they front load you with a lot of good content, and then they give you this horrible, disgusting middle where you have to grind for crazy hours. And they're banking on that front loaded content being good enough to get you to do that grind. Because if you do that grind and then get rewarded with the amazing content that is the raids, you're hooked forever. Right?
I, uh, see, I am someone who sits here and thinks to myself, I would rather you just give me the amazing front end and then the amazing end game, and then
Yeah.
and this is the Warframe model, by the way, everybody.
Yeah.
It's you give me an amazing everything, and then I just want to give you lots of money because I like your game.
Yeah, but here's the thing that's harder to do, and they're happy that your playtime is 600 hours instead of 200.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
that's fair, but
and that's what it is.
I also bought in terms of stuff that wasn't just the expansion packs. I only bought one thing. I bought that fucking 70s van spaceship because I thought it was funny.
You are at the very least contributing your player count, right? Because you got to understand, remember, Destiny doesn't make money. It's not there to make money.
Okay,
It's
right.
there to make Bungie have a huge player count and look really, really, really enticing to other companies and investors. And you were a part of that player count.
I
Because if
was.
you
You're
if
right.
you're part of the player count for only 200 hours, their number looks smaller. Their numbers are way bigger if they
This
get
is
you to play for 600 hours.
Bungie is just the video game honeypot for investors.
They absolutely are.
Comment in the
They
chat.
absolutely are. It's what they do.
I get the sunk cost fallacy idea, but I genuinely think Destiny had a crowd that would have been happier to buy cosmetic stuff if they didn't feel they were getting nickeled and dimed on the experience. I mean, yes, I've been saying, I said for a long time, if
Sure.
Destiny really wanted to make money, they would have swapped to a subscription model. Like, they would have done the Final Fantasy 14 WoW thing.
Yeah.
Like more frequent content updates, but also you're paying monthly on top of your cosmetics, and then the only expansion you ever pay for is the most current one. And I think that
The
probably
thing
would have.
is that Destiny was interfered with by corporate influence, right? The obviously Sony was really actively and is almost certainly the reason this is happening at all is because of Sony,
Yeah,
right?
100%. But also, without
But
Sony, this game they would probably be dead.
yeah,
Like the
but
reality is.
also the leadership at Bungie has by many accounts like made their team do things they wish they didn't have to for financial reasons, right?
Mhm.
Uh it's evident that when you hear from the developers, which they talk to us a lot. They, you know, they do like podcasts and things like there is a lot of opportunity to listen directly to the devs of Destiny talk about the game. They love Destiny and they just want to put cool shit in it. And the model kind of is that they're like, listen, we'll do all the bullshit we don't want to do for you, oh corporate overlord, right?
Yeah,
Oh team lead, we
but
will
the
do
thing,
your bullshit. Let us make the
but
raid fucking sick, please.
I don't buy that because they were independent for like 4 years. I don't buy it.
Being independent does not mean that your leadership team is not
And,
wildly financially interested.
yeah, that's fair, but it's just like
Destiny is large enough that even as an independent studio, it is a corporation. You
that
know,
you
it
are
is
correct about that.
it is a company here to make money, and it's why they had this weird situation where they were so obsessed with having high player counts and appearing to be the model for how
But-
live service goes,
which
because they knew that it was financially unsustainable, and they wanted to market themselves as this company that's really valuable so that they could continue receiving investor funding and so that they could eventually be acquired, which they were, but their goal was to maintain control over their creative decisions and strategy, because they knew that once they were acquired, Sony would realize that their books don't look anything like what they were saying, right? And they would immediately go, "Oh, we need to liquidate this. It's the only option," right?
and
And their fear is that they were going to get acquired and liquidated. And so they tried to structure their acquisition such that they could go, actually, no, we're going to continue having creative control and hope that you, uh, sort of get left with no choice but to continue funding us and letting us operate as is. And we're going to get to like flat, was kind of seeming what they wanted to do.
hold on.
Oh, did I cut out a bunch?
No, it says OBS Studio disconnected. Everybody, are we still live?
Are we? Let me check. I have us open.
No.
No.
Well,
Dude.
hold on. Yeah, network error.
Yeah, reconnection successful. Hold on.
Well.
Okay, everybody. Well,
Oh,
we'll
we're
keep it
back.
going. We should be back.
So saying that they had I don't know where we cut out. So they had a financial structure where they knew that they were not a super profitable company, and that they were kind of, they were basically operating off of investor funding. They were operating off like kind of at a loss for most of the history of Destiny. And their goal was to look really appealing, to be one of the most played games in live service, and to get companies to be very interested in acquiring them, but then to be acquired with a sort of independence clause that would allow them to continue operating, even though when they were acquired, they would look at their books and they would go, damn, this thing is not going to make us the money that we hoped it would. Let's, cut our losses and liquidate the studio.
I also think that in Sony's case, Sony was doing a huge live service push. That's probably why this got pushed through without looking at the books thoroughly. And they're like, these dudes are gonna run our live service initiative. Shit's gonna fucking rip. And then they found out the reality of it, and they were probably pissed off. Which, to be in all fairness to Sony, I feel like anybody in that situation would be like, you motherfuckers.
The thing is that they had a brief period where Sony had acquired them, but Sony was not being so intrusive, right? They weren't trying to do the hostile takeover stuff. And it really coincides with the failure of Sony's live service pushes, because what they were trying to do when they acquired Destiny is that they went, okay, this thing is clearly some kind of loss leader, but it is the formula for what is currently successful in live service. And so we're going to use them basically as like a consulting company that is going to be able to understand how to run a live service game. But then when all their live service pushes failed, they went, okay, well, now we don't have that value because we're not actually making live service pushes.
And also,
now they're just like a kind of loss leading company.
And then also on top of that, they were like, when they found out that Bungie effectively lied their asses off, they said, they basically gave them that ultimatum of, this needs to be fucking profitable. We're gonna start coming in and cleaving shit.
And there are accounts of stuff said by Bungie leadership that is clearly indicative of like an environment that is not super awesome for the devs. There was the whole story about this guy has 23 cars, and then when they were asking like things. Yeah, and when they were asking like, oh, what can we do to cut costs to reduce layoffs? They said, a dev said, could we reduce executive compensation? And they said, we're not that kind of company, right? Like, it is a financial beast, Destiny. It's just also full of a bunch of super talented, very passionate devs who love the game they make.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. I know the one of the former community managers.
Yeah.
I've you know like I've talked with her. She's
And
cool.
that's
Uh,
why you end up in this weird scenario where you have like a sandwich of delicious content, horrible content, and then delicious content at the end. Because the developers care about the new player experience, they care about, the campaigns, they care about these things, and they want to make them good. And so they put a lot of effort into it. And then they also really care about that end game experience. They love the raids. It's clearly the strongest part of their game, and they want to put a lot of work into it. But that middle, they need the playtime, they need the incentives for people to spend money on microtransactions, they need these things, and this is what their bosses want them to do. And so here's your weeklies, here's your dailies, here's your
and,
MMO
and
slop uncompelling bullshit that you have to do.
and the thing is though is like I said, I think you can look at other games who are similar to Destiny that take the approach of we're going to respect our player base and their leadership, and the devs, you can push back, guys.
Yeah, because
Uh,
the thing is that if you have a really profitable thing like FF14, right,
mm,
you can make these player friendly decisions by like going, hey, stop subbing while we're in between content, right? When the director is saying that about your game because he's so confident in how much money it makes, then you can make these player friendly decisions and make a lot of your content just better. But uh, Destiny wasn't making that money. Uh,
no, and
and
part of that,
so
no, I will say part of that was definitely Pete Parsons, in the sense of, they at one point Bungie, excuse me, had, I
Mhm.
think, 6 games in incubation,
Right.
and 1,600 employees.
Right.
And that got cleaved down to just Destiny and Marathon over the course of Sony's tenure. And now it's just Marathon, and they're cleaving more staff. And I think that, yeah, Bungie way overextended themselves.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people during the Activision days wanted to put the blame on Activision. A lot of people want to put the blame on Sony now, and I'm just like, dude, if Sony didn't buy them, the studio would be dead. Like
Yeah.
they wouldn't,
A-
like, you would, they'd be dead. That's just the reality
And
of
they're
it.
and they are they were and they are so attractive to investors because Destiny does have a high player count, or at least it
Yeah,
did,
it
right?
did. I
Like
was about to say
uh
it's not.
it like from a perspective of getting people to play and having compelling content, Destiny is very successful. Uh and it was a major influence on, live service as a landscape, right? Like it is part of what made this the thing companies were pushing for.
It was like
Uh
this, and then like Fortnite is what really caused it to just go fucking
yeah.
bananas. Um,
Uh so what I think is going to happen is that this last expansion, the wish list for this last expansion is every quality of life feature everybody ever wanted, easier access to exotics, easier access to up to item level content, right? A sort of shorter path to being able to play content. Um, all content being made relevant, right? So Destiny usually has this issue where a lot of past content exists, but there's no fucking reason to play it. Uh, because until it's on a weekly rotation. So they would have this rotation that would go, "Hey, go play this piece of old content. It's relevant right now this week." And then, it would switch over and over again. Uh so the wish list is that all the old content becomes relevant in some way. We unvault, right? They vaulted a massive amount of content. There's like 4 raids that don't exist anymore. There's tons of different planets. There's tons of campaigns that just don't exist anymore. That if they could unvault that, that would be amazing. It's not going to happen. I think it was revealed in a lawsuit. They literally don't even have access to the content anymore. Uh, but like unvaulting would be amazing, and just letting people have access to everything that is in Destiny with a lot fewer barriers, it would be the dream version of this. And I
mm,
suspect some variety of that is likely going to happen. They're going to add probably a bunch of quality of life features, probably like an infinite storage or something, a ton of things that people have wanted for a long time. Are probably going to get put in the game, and then they are going to give us some cool chunks of new stuff to actually play. Probably not a raid, but like a sort of final dungeon, and a sort of farewell bit of campaign content, and then
Is
then it's
this
up.
all of this confirmed, or is this speculation?
This is speculation by me. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't. I
Um,
think we're getting
what
whatever's
we
in this what they've said, but
what they've said so far is that they've just called this a sort of love letter to Destiny, and that they're going to bring a lot of things that players have quote been demanding for a long time.
Oh, fair enough. I just assumed it was everything they put in that post on Bungie.net
I mean,
with like the
it's at
boss
least
rush and
that.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, fair. The other part of this, that has been people roaming around saying, hey, Bungie reportedly has plans significant layoffs as no Destiny 3 is greenlit.
Hmm.
God damn it.
Yep.
Pour one
So
out for the homies, man.
people have been saying that people have been saying after the final shape, they were like, okay, why aren't we moving on to Destiny 3? And I mean, the answer is almost certainly just Sony. Sony does not want to make Destiny 3.
I mean, the thing that we have here is Sony does not want to make Destiny 3 because of the cost. The answer is
Yeah.
how much money it would take, which, considering Marathon cost $200 million, imagine how much a Destiny 3 would cost to make.
Yeah, probably
And
like $500 million.
yeah, like, or, so I think there is no world in which Sony looks at that and goes, $500 million, huh, for a studio that has made us zero money and actively lied to us. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
A studio they are in the process of actively trying to dismantle and destroy. Like they have been in this protracted battle where they're trying to replace the board of Bungie and trying to be able to gut the studio, and they just haven't
Well,
been able to.
I mean, and they are taking the top talent from Bungie already and
Yeah.
moving them into their own studio. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. A big name over at Bungie is Shi Wang, right? Shikai Wang, and he
Mhm.
has been their artist, their 3D art lead since 1998, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he got moved over to Team LFG.
Yeah.
He
And
said,
yeah, and we talked about how Team LFG is probably going to be the best of the best from Bungie,
yep.
and that they're going to be shopped around to work on a bunch of their different games now.
Yeah, so apparently Team LFG is working on a joyful team-based action game set in a richly social world with comedic, whimsical characters. We're a close-knit team working remote hybrid across US and Canada. And that's what we know. But like, yeah, you already pulled the lead artist on Marathon and Destiny. You've already pulled some of the other top guys there. It's very apparent that yeah, no, it's you're
Um,
getting them moved, man.
By the way, the quote I'm referring to here from their post is that the final update will be quote a collection of love letters to players based on the most common player requests.
So, quick comment in the chat. I talked to Bronson earlier about how it's sad because everyone is losing this situation that said people should lose, like Pete Parsons and co. Pete Parsons left Bungie last August
Yeah,
and laughed all the way to the bank.
all the way.
The funny thing about him is he is not originally a Bungie guy. He
Mhm.
is ex Microsoft. He
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know the history of Pete Parsons, Mr. Pete Parsons was a lead over at Microsoft, but then in 2002, after the release of Halo 1, came to go be an executive producer and studio manager for Bungie during Halo 2 and 3, and then he left to go like co-found this thing with Peter Jackson to offer marketing services to AT&T and MTV and Microsoft. And then he came back to Bungie during Destiny, and then kind of moved his way up the chain. Yeah. By the way, the Destiny wiki calls him Peter Piss Pants Parsons.
Peter Piss Pants Parsons. That's funny. I think the ideal reality we get out of this, which is really unlikely, is that Destiny 2 is going to be the best it's ever been. That's what I hope happens, is that they go, great, Destiny 2, we can remove everything anyone doesn't like, and make it less necessary, streamline the process of getting to raid content, and then I can go, all right, people that I want to play Destiny, hop in. It's not that long to get to raids. I can just get you to play raids with me.
And that's really what people wanted the whole time. I think that a lot of people in the Destiny community are really upset that they're not going to get new content again, but there's a lot of shit in Destiny. You know, and I do think that there's a bit of an overreaction, because guys, the game got 12 years. Long fucking time. That is a long run of shit.
If you were trying to play every campaign from every expansion, you would be playing for at least 100 hours.
Yeah, yes, easily. Not to mention you're looking at you know, not to mention you're also looking at like all the raids, all the dungeons, all the, you know, exotic chases, all the, you know, there's a lot of stuff to do. And I feel like there is a large violent reaction to this right now because, you know, people are attached. I get it. You know, I'm really attached to World of Warcraft, and I was very upset during Shadowlands. You know.
Well, I think people are they are imagining the doomer scenario. And let me give you the doomer scenario. Let me give you the worst case for Destiny here.
Give me the doomer
scenario. All right. The final update is the same sort of thing as the Bungie 30th anniversary update that we got.
Okay.
Right? Which was fun, but it wasn't a lot of stuff. It was just a couple guns and a cool dungeon and like a cool activity, and that was it. That was all the Bungie 30th anniversary content was. You got the Star Horse stuff, you got a cool dungeon, and you got some cool weapons. And the worry is that Destiny 2 is going to get basically one last little gimmick event and then end in its exact current state, which is missing all of the prior seasonal content. It's missing tons of expansions. It's missing just a million things that people wish came back. It has still a lot of quality of life problems that they will probably address some of, but almost certainly not all of. And the grind will still be really, really annoying to get up to raid level content. And most of that content will be irrelevant to do on any given week.
Okay. So that would be so sad, but also a little bit funny.
It would be a little bit funny.
It would be a little bit funny. Like a lot. Like I just like I love the. I do kind of love the worst case scenario sometimes. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but yeah, I don't know. And I think that the Destiny community right now, because like as someone who has been removed from the Destiny community since the end of Final Shape, and has since moved into the Marathon community and had a nice warm home there. Like people going into the Marathon Reddit and shitting their pants, and like going and review bombing Marathon on Steam. Like I talked about it earlier in the show, someone posted a Steam review of Destiny 2 died for this. And it just makes me super annoyed. Like that when I like anytime I see posts like that, I immediately just want to go, as I said, good. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't know. I think it was, you know, like I said, guys, it was 10 years or 12 years. 12 years. 12 years of a really great game.
Good run.
there's a bunch of great raids to go enjoy. Yeah, like I think that a lot of this is I'm gonna go the opposite of the doomer scenario and go a good scenario here. By the way, annoying but deserved. No, not deserved. Not deserved at all. Like it's very apparent you don't make a game like Marathon without actually wanting to make it, right? Like that is something that it is very apparent that the creators of Marathon wanted to make Marathon, and like I am sorry that they wanted to make Marathon. I guess like Jesus. Marathon's an awesome game. It is a fucking amazing goddamn game. Oh God. In fact, if the reason you like Destiny is like the shooting and how it feels, how good the gunplay feels,
Yeah, I've heard
and
that Marathon is particularly good for that.
and then the loot, like the loot aspect, yeah, then fuck it, you're gonna enjoy Marathon. Especially once they have this PvE mode, I guess.
Yeah.
To me, a PvE mode defeats the best part of Marathon a little bit, but
I'll say also based on what I'm reading from the post by Bungie on Bungie.net, which has more details on what they're adding. So far, if this is all they're doing, then it's a Bungie 30th anniversary type of update. It's hey guys, Sparrow Racing is back. Here's more bosses for Pantheon. Here's just like a retool of the UI, and we've made all the gear from all the dungeons and stuff like relevant and usable.
Cool. The boss rush mode seems interesting.
And they've also said that they're making all exotics now like usable in the current version of the game, because some of them were kind of basically retired, right? Like you could use them, but they weren't relevant in current content because they weren't tier 5. So all exotics will be tier 5. And then we're getting a couple like tiny things like what you get with basically any seasonal update, which is like, oh, a new aspect, new melee, new grenades, some class abilities are going to get upgraded. And that's not good. That's not a particularly good set of things to do. If they don't announce more after this, again, the way they're talking is as though there will be more than this. Even in this blog post, they're talking as though there will be more than this. But if it's not more than what they've talked about, it's going to be a really underwhelming update that gives us not enough to put Destiny 2 in a state that will be giving us what we actually really want out of the game.
Yeah. Let's see. So, a couple comments in chat. I'm sure I'll break at Marathon at some point, but I'm gonna be a hater for a bit longer. Fair enough. I welcome you all to the fold when you finally come. I'm also glad Destiny.
I'll get there. I need to activate my sleeper agent.
If I buy the game for you, will you buy it for your sleeper agent?
Probably, but it doesn't mean he'll play it yet. As World of Warcraft Classic is in the way.
Yeah, it's not Throne of Thunder. Siege of Orgrimmar dropped, right?
Yeah, he's playing 24/7.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've done that kind of that level of gameplay in that game. I know.
Yep.
He's poop sucking real good. Let's see. Also, I'm kind of glad Destiny 2 is long on updating because they at least can't screw it up anymore. Maybe it'll lead to people being able to return and appreciate what is there. Just what I was saying. Like now that I know that what is set here is set in stone, I'm kind of willing to go do the grind.
Yeah, it is all improvements. The stuff they're proposing in their blog post, they are all better. So, like, it'll be in a better state than it currently is right now. Maybe not as good a state as we could hope for.
So So yeah, I'm gonna go like the hopeful, we don't get the game gutted like a fish entirely, and like my
Yeah.
optimistic take, which is, uh, this gets people still on Destiny week to week, enjoying it, just enjoying what is there. You have Marathon slowly keep improving, and it starts gaining some traction, similar to, I guess, a Warframe or Final Fantasy 14. And both of those do well enough to Sony to look at it and go, okay, maybe these aren't just a bunch of fuck ups, and we should do Destiny 3.
You know what's really interesting about
Mm.
Destiny to me though is that it is almost certainly going to have its servers stay online,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that honestly, the biggest part of why it's going to have its server stay online is Sony trying to avoid regulatory concerns.
Explain?
So there's this big movement going on right now, like the Stop Killing Games movements, particularly in Europe.
Yeah.
And their sort of primary argument is pointing to games that are fully inaccessible and unplayable because their servers have been shut down, right? Sony is almost certainly better off after a while just shutting down Destiny servers once the microtransactions stop bringing in the money to really justify the server costs, right? Eventually they're going to get to this point where players and players aren't purchasing the expansions. Everybody who's going to play it already has it, and nobody's really buying very much silver anymore, and so there's no reason to keep things running. And they likely will just still keep it going because Destiny is such a large game for anyone to fully lose access to that it would totally like be kicking the hornet's nest of people that are upset about access to live service games being shut down, and make like a huge consumer push happen more than it already is towards trying to get regulators to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, so hey guys, enjoy what's there for Destiny 2. Feel free to come join me in Marathon. The water's fine, I promise.
Yep. Yeah, the way I like to put it is that Destiny 2 is unfortunately still an incredible game and probably worth playing.
I mean, I was talking with Robert about this earlier, and I still believe it. Destiny 2, depending on what you are doing and when in the season it is either the most 5 out of 5 best game you could be playing, or it is a 2 out of 5 grindy piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it is no in between. There's never a point where Destiny is a 3 or a 4. There's never a point where it's a 1. But it is either a 2 out of 5, like it is passable at best and annoying, or it is a mind-blowing, incredible fucking experience.
Yeah.
With no middle. None at all.
Man, those raids are still like some of the best shit that exists in video games.
Yes.
They're really, really good.
I have raided in almost every major MMO to some degree. And even if it's just a couple, things here and there, Destiny 2s are by far the best.
Yeah.
It is no question. Also, my girlfriend is making the pasta for movie night right now. It smells fucking delicious.
You know what I really want to do?
What?
I want to make you run a raid blind. Specifically, I want to make you run the Final Shapes raid blind.
I have good news for you. That Deep Stone Crypt run of ours, after the sledding stuff, I was blind.
You were blind, but we went and we told you how to do the mechanics. I want you to figure it out.
Oh fuck! I don't think I have the willingness for this. I haven't done that since. I have not done that since original Vault of Glass.
It's so fucking cool, dude. It's so cool.
I just
it's
don't
so
think
much sicker when you do it that way.
I don't think I have the patience for it.
Not you, not just you. We get 2 other people too, at least, that also have no fucking idea what's going on, and you put your minds together, and the bonding it creates, it's so powerful.
If you can, if they make grinding out like a full set, like a full decent viable set for Anthony viable. And then like Emily, you have a PlayStation, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can fund you getting Destiny. So yeah, like I think we could hammer that out maybe, but
because here's the thing, right? They almost certainly are going to make it much easier to get up to current level content. In particular,
yeah.
they have mentions of new activity that they're going to be adding that is like their version of a seasonal activity. And it's probably going to just reward fucking crazy loot, right? That's probably what it's going to do. It's going to be just like ridiculously efficient at getting you a ton of shit and be this is the boost you up into current stuff activity, right? uh and if that's the case, then you're perfectly positioned for me to put you guys in the final shape and put you in that fucking fourth encounter. That fucking fourth encounter. I just want to see you try to solve it. I just want to see. I spent 11 hours. I spent 11 fucking hours trying to solve this room, man. And I did it. I fucking did it.
Calm down, Jigsaw. Do you want to play a game? You know, like Jesus Christ. All right. So that's all the Bungie news. We gotta get to the next.
But not all the
story.
Sony news.
But not all the Sony news. The owner of Bungie. So we talked about this as a rumor a couple weeks back. But it is official. Sony boss says single player games won't come to PC going forward. PlayStation Studio
Which
CEO.
is unfortunate.
Yeah,
I agree. But I understand.
It's also really funny. It's really funny because historically, the exclusive thing that you would do is you would get a big multiplayer game on your platform and be like, you have to come to our platform to play this big multiplayer game with your friends. And now it's the opposite. Now cross-platform play has become ubiquitous enough that they're like, we're not going to not do cross-platform. We're going to put all our multiplayer games on every platform because it's just great for their publishing and it gets way more people to play it. But there's no reason to do that with single player. We really want our exclusives. We want to force you to be on here, and we are terrified of the oncoming horrible console generation. So we gotta get everything we can.
Oh, we go.
So they flipped it.
So I think that Sony. So I'm gonna continue on here with So Herman Hulse told staff in a town hall Monday that this is happening. Jason Schreier confirmed it. And including they were working on PC ports of Soros and Ghost of Yote, but no, not happening. Multiplayer titles such as Marathon will release on multiple platforms. A lot of this has to do with one, they fear releasing this on PC is risking their console business, which is the core of their business. And it's going to hurt the sales of PS5 and its successor. Which I think for some people is true. I think I just didn't want to wait for the PC version, so I was still buying them on console, but I know some. In fact, in the case of games I really liked, like Spider-Man 2, I was double dipping. But, yeah, I understand that. And then 2 is, over time, the PC versions of these games did not sell as much. And I think for whatever reason, the PC audience, at first it was a novelty, but now it just wasn't clicking with them. For whatever reason. So I get it. I think it is a bummer for the consumer, but they are protecting their core of their business. Because, and they kind of have to protect that core as much as possible right now. Because the PlayStation is $650 fucking dollars.
Yep.
So, oh God. We now live in a world where $599 isn't ridiculous for the PlayStation.
No. In fact, that's a better deal. Yeah, it's the next console generation is going to be rough. They know it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it's going to be a hard time, and they've got to shore up their defenses. They need to get every advantage they can.
And they've talked about already that they are going to try and monetize existing fans harder than ever because they know that they just cannot afford to expand the audience right now.
Yeah.
So
because Nintendo will eat their lunch if they have even the slightest bit of faltering in the face of the oncoming tide
I,
of
I,
a high hardware costs.
if they're smart, they will delay the PlayStation 6. Like I know that
They won't do that. They won't do that for sure.
well they've already talked about in an investor meeting like a week or two ago about how they are not sure when they're gonna launch it and might end up delaying it into 2028 or 2029.
No, but they can't do it because it'd be a good decision, and they can't do that
Uh,
for sure.
I well, I think the real reason they can't do it is you have to book time at fabs way in advance.
You do. Yeah, that is a
Like
big.
you, and then like, what are you gonna do? Have all these PlayStation 6s sit in fucking warehouses forever?
And the thing about hardware is that uh you're still dealing with retailers.
Yep.
You have contractual agreements with the retailers that you have to meet. And that's less of a problem for games now, but for consoles, still absolutely an
Yep.
issue. You have to go somewhere and go buy your console, and they need those retailers to, be happy with them, and they
Play
got to sign
ball.
contracts with them to get it to them at the right time.
But they're still in the early stage of that. I think, dude, I know that they don't like this answer, but I think 2029. Like, I
Yeah.
think ride the PlayStation 5 out, hope the RAM apocalypse eases up a bit. Because it's not like, the PS5 has not been fully taken advantage of, and as we're seeing in the PS5 Pro, I do feel the average user who is not super sensitive to frame rate or resolution, um,
Mhm.
isn't gonna give a shit about a PS6
Yeah.
because they don't give a shit about the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
Because and the PS5 Pro is probably and then they have that rumor floating around where they're gonna have the 3 SKUs where one of them is a Switch clone, but it's like a portable PS5,
Right.
which like I think that's a smart move, but at that point, why would I need to get a PlayStation 6 if my PlayStation 5 still works? Because you need to be able to make games that run on your hybrid system as well as your current
Yeah.
system. So why wouldn't you also put it on the PS5, which has probably
If
by
your
then?
if your only proposition is a juice, then I don't see a reason to buy your new console. And that's not a good position to be in.
Yeah, so I don't know. They're in a very interesting spot. I do think moving single player games back to being exclusive is good for their console business. I think
Yeah.
if you are, I don't think it is great for the consumer. I think as a consumer, it's really fucking annoying. But
It is. It is really annoying, and I mean we have a thing about that later.
you know,
Um, but but yeah, it sucks for us, but it is, yeah, absolutely the correct strategy. I mean,
it's-
Nintendo's been doing it, and I mean, even our next story is just another example of how
yeah.
Nintendo is obliterating everybody right now.
Nintendo wants to produce, not sell, produce 20 million Switch 2 consoles by March 2027 as production ramps up. This would increase a 20% increase from what they reported earlier this month. They expected to sell 16.5 million,
Yeah.
but they now plan to produce 20 million, an increase of 20%. For them, there's no real downside in lowballing numbers first and then surpassing them later. Sertan Toto told Bloomberg. The just finished fiscal year is a good example. And then they talk about the price increase and
Yeah,
changing
it's
market
a
dividend.
situation where Nintendo just benefits from having more consoles in their basically in storage and available to them than they're going to sell,
Well,
because they
especially if
know that it
they're.
will eventually be sold. The prior Switch had a really long tail. With the
Mhm.
success that this is having now, it is certainly also going to have a long tail. So manufacturing as many consoles as they can to meet future demand is good, and also it is a great thing to have done already in case of further hardware pricing issues. Uh, the only situation where it's really a bad idea is if hardware pricing uh crashes. Like if for some reason, which is not going to happen, if for some reason the price of hardware just tanks completely, then
Mhm.
this would suck because they'd have a huge back catalog of produced hardware that is produced at a more expensive rate that they could have made more money on. But this isn't like they're getting 20 million now. They're producing it over the course of the next year. There's a reasonable chance that they just sell near that amount over the course of the next year, because it's not crazy off from their existing projections.
And
Uh,
very realistically, with all the data center shit going on right now, prices could go up,
yeah,
which
in
you're
which case
at
it's huge.
yeah, at that point it's just like, fuck yeah, we secured all the supply at a lower price. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, let's go.
And I think they're seeing that reality and they're preparing for it.
Yeah, so I think that they're smart about this. Nintendo runs a very old school business playbook
I
which
know,
is
isn't it crazy that they're making these like really smart and like good decisions for the current state of the hardware market? Like they're really maneuvering the situation super well right now, and then they're like fucking dinosaurs on like almost everything else, right?
well,
Like
it's
anything you get them uh to interact with, otherwise they take this ridiculously old and outdated and like poor approach
I
to,
I
and they're
think it
just like bobbing and weaving the hardware market right now.
I think it's because the current hardware market, if you're running an old school approach, you're gonna kick ass. I
Yeah.
think that the current business climate of the world just really favors this conservative approach that Nintendo has of
Mhm.
we're not gonna sell shit at a loss. We're gonna try and produce a really, really good product at a fair price. We're gonna worry about quality. We'll try and keep prices low. And it's the same, it's similar and different to Apple in the sense that Apple is has insane margins. So now that the prices have gone crazy, they're just like, this sucks. We're making less money, but it's not killing our business.
Yeah.
It's very much that the world changed in a way that benefits them immensely just on how they operate. Yeah, if this was 10 years ago, this shit would seem like fucking insanity, but it's not 10 years ago. It's just the current business climate.
Yeah.
Who is not doing well in the current hardware climate, however,
Yeah.
is
Xbox.
Xbox, our favorite pinata. Everybody, get your sticks out. Uh, so major Xbox hires expand leadership team to strengthen console brand. So they've announced Matthew Ball and Scott Van Vliet will be coming there. Van Lyot previously led engineering for Microsoft teams during the COVID pandemic and worked on Azure OpenAI, but has also worked across Amazon services and VP of Digital Play at Mattel. And then they have Ball wrote the 2022 bestseller The Metaverse and worked at Amazon Studios. He is currently CEO of Apellion, a firm that provides investment and strategic advisory services in addition to producing television, film, and games. Additionally, Chris Schnakenberg has been promoted to corporate vice president at partnerships and business development. He joined from Activision Blizzard and is focused on third-party games and publishing along working with Xbox. In an email to the staff, Asher Sharma said these changes are about strengthening our foundation by creating more clarity and improving execution. As we head towards Showcase and beyond, we'll continue to make changes needed to position Xbox for the future. The
Corporate
brand,
slop language.
yes. If it makes you feel better, I work in government and you still get very similar emails there.
Oh, for
Ah,
sure.
shit.
The Xbox brand is currently gearing up for this announcement and release of Project Helix. The system is confirmed to run PC games, but rumors suggest the system could be in excess of $1,000. I don't think either of these people move the needle in either direction other than, like, they don't understand. Like, if you're going to go out and you're going to hire someone to, like, really fix Xbox on the console brand side of things, you, like, go to Shuhei Yoshida. You, like,
Mhm.
go to, I think it's, she ran PlayStation for, like, ever. and then went to Google Stadia, then retired. Shannon something. You go to
Mm.
her. Why are we going to grab fucking Metaverse Amazon Studios that
Yeah,
produce
he
nothing
doesn't
but
seem like a super
failures?
strong pick for me. Van Vliet looks like he has a pretty solid history as a technology officer. I think
Yeah,
he has
yeah.
clearly relevant experience, but yeah, Matthew Ball seems like he just really fits the sort of direction that they want to be going, and it seems like, it's probably just there was like a really AI compliant guy. That's probably what this is, because Van Vliet also has clear experience in AI implementation,
Yes.
and uh I'm betting, just based on his history, that Matthew Ball is also a guy who's very AI forward for their workflows, and that's what Microsoft is all about right now. So this is probably a move in that direction.
So I can tell you that Forza Horizon 6 didn't have much stuff that looked like it was AI generated and made. Uh,
That's the thing. Here, okay,
but
wait, let me say. The thing is that it's not going to. Their
okay,
goal is going to be to make the AI invisible. It's
good. I
it's
mean,
it's
uh,
clear to me that they understand that players hate AI, right?
mhm.
Like that gamers just fucking hate it as a population. They're really anti-AI overall. Uh and I think I bet Forza does have AI in it.
Oh,
I
totally.
bet
Yes.
I bet most Microsoft releases are going to have AI in it, from no matter, which level of studio that they own it's coming from, and that they are going to be completely fucking dead silent about AI use in for the next couple of years at least.
I and my stance on AI has always been kind of a little more nuanced than most people. Like I am fine with AI usage in a game in the concepting phase, in the tedious work bullshit phase. That is fine. I don't particularly mind that. I do mind when it is making your game in full or generating your assets in full. We'll see how this goes going forward. I do think that I think Microsoft's core problem though is they just have people who don't understand the games business or how people actually play or function with video games or why they would buy hardware. And I don't think either of these people particularly help with this.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think the issue with AI in games is an issue of, just incentives of capital, and not really with the act of using the AI to help make a video game. I do think that if you're using it to generate full assets, you're shooting yourself in the foot for the development of a proper artistic image to to your game. Uh and obviously, if I had it my way, they wouldn't be using AI, but it's kind of an inevitability that I think eventually most game studios likely will be using it. Um, but it's Microsoft is going to be like really head of the pack when it comes to AI implementation in games, because I think internally they're looking at all of these oncoming problems they're likely going to have, and all the problems they've been having, and they're going, we're going to be the AI forward company, and when AI blows up and becomes super useful, we're going to be best positioned to take advantage of it, and that is going to make us the winner in this generation. We're gonna start on the back foot, and then AI is gonna rocket us to just be the most successful one, because our studios are going to put out crazy amounts of games, and all of our workflow is going to go faster, and they're just fixing everything.
I just I think they overestimate what this stuff can do for them, if that is
Yeah,
the case. Um,
they do in fact overestimate it.
and I think eventually AI will get to a point of where some of this stuff is sustainable and good, and like even at an energy and environmental level, it's like, guys, they can
I
make things more efficient.
I
It's
spend a lot of time learning about AI, and
mhm.
from an energy level, it's absolutely ridiculously
Oh yes,
uh
100%.
expensive. from an environmental level, it's actually not nearly as bad as is often talked about, which is, and I'm anti AI. Like I'm not saying that from perspective of like, guys, you're exaggerating about it, but it really actually is not that bad for like the water consumption of a region or for the environmental impact of the region, right? Then even the noise pollution, which is a problem, is also not as bad as been talked about. Um I the real issues are all like economic. There's a ton of major economic issues that are going to be caused by AI, and it's going to suck really fucking hard.
Yeah,
Uh
absolutely. Like I look at like my job in particular, like
yeah.
it, dude, as an the part that AI cannot do for analysts is the interfacing with humans and translating what they need for engineers. It's just
Right.
really bad at it. It'll probably continue to be that way because it can't understand what the humans are saying.
Because it
But
has a generalized function. It can't be specific to the user without a lot of user input, and that
right.
is unlikely to happen.
But a lot of my job is that, but a lot of it also is I write this document, I do these spreadsheets that AI could easily either do or cut down the work on by quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that there's so in my case we have I think it's 8 analysts on staff.
Mhm.
If you were to fully commit to AI, you'd probably shave that down to 4 or 5.
And that's the issue, is that AI is being used to shave the team down from 4 to 5 and not just make the results of the team better.
Yep.
Uh but as someone who looks a lot into AI and its potential applications in games in the future, it's inevitably going to be an incredibly useful technology for development, and it's gonna be included.
Yep.
We It's kind of just, it's the flow of the tide of the market. It's gonna happen, whether we like it or not. And it's how it's going to be, and I think Xbox is probably the company pushing the hardest for it.
Oh yes.
And
I mean
I
dude,
think this is
they
part
have
of that
some
direction.
yes. And Microsoft, I can tell you as someone who worked there, they are very much a from the top down company, as in if the mothership says
Mhm.
something, everybody gets in line.
Yeah,
It is very rare that that is not the case. I just think for Xbox that doesn't work.
yeah.
Like I think for Xbox as a company that just doesn't work. I think that the games industry it is software, but it's inherently entertainment as well, and that is where it just falls apart. But
Mhm.
I will say Xbox seems pretty committed to listening to their players.
Yeah, as is evidenced by this next story, Microsoft launches Xbox Player Voice to gather feedback. Fans immediately demand a return to exclusive games.
So they
So,
put out. Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
you go ahead with it.
They put out this website, which I'm gonna pull it up now for you, where
Mhm.
you can it's basically like a Reddit, so you can send feedback and then people will vote on it and vote different stuff to the top, and it'll tell you what like is the most popular, and the most popular thing that Xbox fans, and to be fair, if you're on this website, you probably are a giga fan. You are like,
Mhm.
I love my Xbox. I've been there since the OG or the 360. Fucking, I'm never gonna buy a fucking PlayStation or a computer. Uh, the number one voted thing is exclusive. Xbox was built off great game exclusives. You cannot sell any console without a reason to buy the console compared to your competition, or even sending your tentpole games over to your competitor. Bring them back, please. I actually have not bothered to read the comments on this. I'm curious. All right, go ahead. Continue while I skim these for anything interesting.
Well, it's a clear case of them continuing their brand push that they've been working on, which is being like, guys, we're listening to you. We're here. We're cool again. We're cool again. Capital Xbox instead of XBOX. It's a big rebrand. uh and this is them going like, look, we're gonna do all the things you want to do. Things are gonna be good. We're doing everything you want to do. Here's a list of everything you want us to do, and we opened it so that we can listen to you. It is just crazy to me that the first thing that people are demanding they do is something that is horrible for them as a consumer.
But they
Guys,
don't
we
care.
don't want exclusives. It's bad. You have to buy more consoles to play more games with exclusives. You want to be able to play it on whatever you have now.
I the thing is though is I think they're so lost in the sauce of they're only gonna buy an Xbox, and they're just blocked in the Xbox ecosystem, and they just like don't they are just pissed that they are losing the thing that made their box special.
And what they're pissed about is that my buddy I played Call of Duty with bought a PS5 instead of an Xbox.
But
And now we
you
don't
why would
play
you body
together.
it? It's crossplay. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, but no, but they're not in an Xbox Live party. They have to go
Okay.
on Discord. A lot of these
But
people,
both
remember,
systems have
you
Discord built
know,
in.
you know Nintendo people, right? You know them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And they're using the Nintendo game chat thing.
Yes, something that you and I will never use outside of that dumb Star Fox thing in a month.
Because we use Discord. But I know a lot of Xbox people that don't use Discord. They don't know how, and it confuses them. And they can't play with people on PlayStation because they can't talk to them in an Xbox Live party. And that's all this is. It's them. I mean, I don't know why they care so much about Xboxes being successful. But they do. They want more people on the Xbox. Which it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me. The corporation being successful doesn't matter to you guys. You want good video games to be able to play them. That's all that really matters. And like, who cares if Xbox as a platform dies? You'll buy a PlayStation and then you'll get to play video games still. Is it your achievement library? It's your achievement library, isn't it?
Lordy.
And it's console war type behavior, right? It's that exclusives are really bad for consumers. They're really bad for us because it means that we're forced into purchase decisions that we wouldn't otherwise make. And so the quality of the thing that we're purchasing is less relevant to whether or not we're purchasing it. We want them to be competing so that the console that we buy is the best one and not the one with Ghost of Yotei on it. Like,
I can't.
Mhm.
So, yes, and here's the thing: is like for guys like us, the answer then is just build a really fucking good computer. Like in a perfect world where everything is on.
Honestly, that's actually not the answer. For us, it is because we're power users. But when it comes to bang for your buck, when the Xbox One, when the Series X first came out, it was honestly not a horrible deal for the amount of performance you were getting for the cost. Right? Your games started running at 4K. They started running at 60 FPS.
You mean a Series X?
Yeah, a Series X.
Sorry,
and you only. I said the Xbox One Series X. Anyway, your game started running at 4K. For some of them, right? You can play Devil May Cry at 4K with ray tracing. You were running games at 60 FPS, and like that was a big upgrade for $500. And the PC equivalent you would have to buy was more expensive at the time, right? And to get a PC, do that too, that was in range, would require too much knowledge, too much setup. It was, PCs are inaccessible. They have this fundamental inaccessibility that requires kind of like direct engagement and learning to be able to get a good PC that is worth its value. And even then, if you're not a power enough user, right, you don't need a PC if your box just runs everything. And the Series X, right when it came out, was a really good proposition for that.
Yes.
The issue is that now it's not a good proposition because the console's really out of date. And
$650 too.
and it's really expensive. It never went down in price. If it went down in price, this would be a really different conversation. If I could buy an Xbox Series X for $300 right now, I would absolutely be telling everyone in my life who wanted to play a game to buy a Series X.
But I guess like the argument that a lot of these people are making is, let's say they've been in the Xbox ecosystem since the 360 or the original Xbox, and they don't want to leave, right? And they feel like they are getting less games that make their platform special. Like, for
Right.
example, in the 360 days, it's like, oh, Gears and Halo cannot be played on a computer. They cannot be played on a PlayStation 3. They can only be played on an Xbox. And versus like you look over on PlayStation, on the PlayStation side, it's like, well, you get Uncharted and Killzone and Resistance and, these things. And like today, it's like, oh, well, I can play Ghost of Yotei and Spider-Man and,
Right.
all these, and then Xbox
Feel
is like,
special to them. But my issue is that your platform shouldn't feel special because of the games. It should be special because its online services are good, because its UI feels nice, because its support is great. All right, because you know what
Yeah.
feels special about Steam? I can play whatever I want on it, and if somebody fucks with my account, Steam will murder that guy.
And I think that a lot of people don't think or see that and don't think of that at that level.
You know what's great about Steam? If I play a game for an hour and it doesn't work right, I can refund it and I won't have spent any money. I can go buy any degree of backwards compatibility. It's on a PC. Everything still runs on them. You can get anything to work.
You
Some
can
shit's
get
harder
it to
than
work.
others,
I will
but
give you
it's
that.
there. And then
Um,
and then the customer support is fantastic. The consumer friendliness is off the charts. Steam is such an incredibly friendly company for the consumer. They are doing the things that are in our interest most of the time, except for gambling.
yeah,
They
I was gonna
love
say
letting people
they
gamble.
fucking love gambling.
Uh,
It's just like, we're great. Just ignore the casino. Ignore the
Right.
casino. We're great.
So, like it's just a better experience in every way. And what Xbox should be is better than them. Xbox should be better than they are because and that's what they kind of wanted, right? What they were pushing, trying to be. Sorry, go ahead. But
here's the thing is they were like, Aaron and I at the beginning of the generation was talking about the Series X all the time. We were like, this UI is better, this interface is better. Achievements and trophies are kind of even. I prefer trophies because of the platinum, but like, there's better tracking on Xbox. Most of the apps function better in terms of streaming. Game Pass is fucking killing it, but nobody fucking cared because the normie looks at it and says, that one plays Spider-Man and Dark Souls. That one I can play all their stuff on that one. So I'm just gonna go buy that one.
It's good strategy to have exclusives. And if we're talking about making Xbox successful, yes, they should absolutely bring back exclusives. They should be focusing on it crazy hard. It's why I am commending Sony for doing it from a strategy perspective. I don't want either of them to do it. It sucks for me. I would never make a post on a weird Reddit thing saying, please give me exclusive. Please whip me, Xbox Daddy. I want to be hurt again. Like,
so I think
it's bad for us.
The thing is, though, is like, I think in Microsoft's case, as this story here shows, because I'm linking this for this story, is only 42% of Forza Horizon 6 sales are on Xbox, and I want you to note that game is not out on PlayStation yet.
Yeah.
So that means
is really big for their publishing.
Yeah. And that's like their biggest franchise right now, right? Like that is their
also
biggest thing.
From that other story that we already ran about Xbox's publishing is that Sony is actually the largest platform that they publish on.
Yes.
They make more sales for their games on Sony platforms than they do on PC.
And here's the thing with that is like, and I had this discussion with Anthony, where I was like, I think it would be a really fascinating experiment that I think financially would be stupid as hell. This would
Mhm.
be suicide financially. Asha Sharma would have to go to Satya and be like, we're about to eat like 8 to 10 years of losses to retrain our consumer, but in the long run, it'll be
Right.
a huge W for us. If they were to say, look, motherfuckers, we're pulling it all off of Steam, we're pulling it all off of PlayStation, you have to buy a goddamn Xbox.
The people would be pissed,
His
but it
head
would
would
work
explode.
probably.
It
It would
would
work
work. Like
eventually.
it would work eventually because you know you'd have to retrain the consumer in that instance. Like you would literally have to, you know. But I want you to think
Well,
about
and also they would tank their publishing arm. Like their publishing arm is just dead in the water. Uh Honestly, I don't think that well, no, maybe they do just take it off PC because I would think they want people to be playing on PC also. It's it's important to remember they
but
own Windows, right? Like
they
it
do they do, but like fine, then just put it in the Xbox store. But even
that's what
then,
I mean. Is that
but
what they would be better off doing maybe. I mean not better off, I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird thing to think about,
they
but
got me to
they got to pull it
buy.
off Steam. They want it on the Microsoft store is what they want.
Yeah, like I have the Xbox app installed, and I have a bunch of games from when they were not putting games on when they weren't putting games on Steam. So like I have you know, Forza Horizon 3, Forza Motorsport 7, Halo Wars 2, that kind of shit.
I
Um
have Hell World via the Microsoft store. I don't know how that happened.
I I have some games that are play anywhere, so I own fucking Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy on the Xbox store. Oh, that's funny. I own Outer Wilds, apparently. I don't even know how the fuck I own that. So, but yeah, so it's like, but like, even then though, I don't think because, you know, 58% of their audience is on PC, like
Yeah.
if you, no, I am saying that like, if you, which, all right, imagine, they can't do it for Call of Duty because due to the, like, all the shit they signed, that has to be multi-plat for 10 years. And
Yeah, they're
and,
legally
and wow, they
bound
don't,
to do so.
and WoW, they don't have a console port, but like every other game, could you imagine Diablo 5 only on Xbox?
Overwatch only on Xbox.
Overwatch only on Xbox. Fucking Elder Scrolls 6 only on Xbox.
The crazy thing is that it feels like the people posting this thing on Xbox Voice want that.
That is what they want.
They
That is
have an
excellent.
Xbox and they want to say, fuck you, everybody else also get an Xbox.
Yes, absolutely. That is exactly what they want. And the thing is like, for us as power users, it doesn't matter. Like Aaron, Anthony, myself, Ray, like everyone we know, the power users we know, we buy all the fucking consoles anyway.
I have an
Li-
Xbox. Yeah.
I have one. It's in the living room. I use it to play Geometry Wars.
I actually don't have a PS5.
That's a little weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
I play a lot of older games.
That's fair.
I don't usually need it.
Spider-Man's pretty good though, dude. Spider-Man's pretty good.
Eh.
Um,
Let me say something inflammatory and insulting about Spider-Man. It's Arkham slop. It's superhero video game slop.
Wow. All right, the Dark Souls remake is really good too.
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls remake.
I have heard that it was pretty good.
It was really good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. You know, but yeah. So I'd say Ratchet and Clank, but you can play that on PC. So
I can't think of anything insane and inflammatory to say about Ratchet and Clank either. So
the new one is really good. It's really excellent. They did a great job with it.
look, Ghost of Yotei is their other exclusive. What's something insane and inflammatory I could say about it?
You say anything inflammatory about Ghost of Yotei, I will come across this monitor
that's like her
and
favorite
kick your
franchise.
ass. Okay.
Wait, no, I'm coming up with something. It's Place Japan slop.
Excuse you.
It's Japan pretty slop. That's what it is.
It's a good game. I like it. I don't love it. I don't like it as much as I liked Infamous, but I did really enjoy my time with it. So anyway, but yeah, like this would be a suicidal strategy. This is like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
I
yeah,
think is like this would be the ultimate gambit basically. This is
it's
either
it's
like
15 years of Xbox in the toilet, only for them to release like some just like fucking awesome Halo game or something, or like Gears suddenly hits again, or they pull a Call of Duty off after their 10-year thing, and then they release just the best Call of Duty anybody could ever conceive of, and they get like a ton of people to move to their platform, and then it's suddenly a successful strategy.
yeah, well like I mean the one that I think of is like Elder Scrolls 6, right? Like Elder
That
Scrolls
is what it would do it. Elder
like
Scrolls 6, if you do it well enough, has the potential to be a GTA 6. Like,
yeah.
you could make it a GTA 6 level event. Skyrim
Uh,
won Game of the Decade, didn't it?
I don't
Like,
know. Let me look. I actually
or was that
disagree with that
Half-Life?
statement.
No, I
I
think
know.
it won Game of the Decade. I would. Is there reason to disagree with it? Absolutely, but I think it won it.
Uh, games of the decade, but I don't think there is a top game of the decade award.
Ah,
But there was some game that won some. There's like some big award. Like anyway, like the other stuff on this suggestions list is actually mostly pretty reasonable. Um, make online multiplayer free to access. I actually think that's very reasonable.
yeah. Actually, a
Uh,
lot of these are good.
but
Because
like
yeah,
the
free online multiplayer would be awesome. It'd be really good for the platform and draw a bunch of interest. And then people want more backwards compatibility. I'm always in favor of that more.
yeah, that
A
was
Game
that.
Pass family plan would be cool. It'd be nice to be able to just do that and have like a little group version of it. There's a bunch of recommendations for achievements where people want achievements to be separated when there's DLCs, so that if you 100% a game but
Yeah,
then a
that's what
DLC comes
PlayStation
out,
does.
you're not,
Hmm.
suddenly that. Yeah, and PlayStation does it, and then they also want like an equivalent to a platinum trophy. Uh, they want disc-based games on Project Helix. They want to be in Brazil again, as Brazil always demands. Bring back Xbox avatars, and then one that they did do was people were saying, hey, it's really annoying that Xbox games display playtime in days played. They should be displayed in hours played, and then they did that as of 1 day ago.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome. I think another one, this one here is the one I've been bitching about for 6 years now, and I really want it. Please make the dashboard HDR. I'm tired of when I do, as it says here, quick
Yeah.
resume or go into the dashboard for a little bit, it spazzes out because I'm going to a non-HDR signal. It's just fucking
Hmm.
annoying. Like, please just make it HDR. Yeah. So, the other big thing though is the third thing they asked for is backwards compatibility, and they have this list that you can go vote on, where it is you vote on what's coming to backwards compatibility next. And similar to the exclusives thing being worthless, a worthless suggestion because it's never gonna happen. Fucking 58% of players is on goddamn PC for their biggest game. Um, the most like you look at the 10 most requested games on this list,
Hmm.
and it's all licensed games or things with licensed stuff in it. It's set for Jet Set Radio Future.
You know what they you see the original Xbox games. I can't believe Sonic Heroes is number 4.
It's a
That's
good game.
crazy.
That's a good game. I like Sonic Heroes.
Shadow the Hedgehog is number 12.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And
The
Sonic Riders is 11.
So for the original Xbox, we need to have a talk, people.
Here we go. Gather round, everybody.
Burnout
Gather round.
3 is number 6. That should
Mhm.
be number 1 by like 20,000.
I was gonna say that should be number 1 by a mile and a half.
All
Like
right.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Thank
you
you.
know another crazy thing from that list? Number 12 on the 360 games.
Okay,
Sonic
hold on.
06.
That has to be people memeing, right?
No, no, some people really love that game.
I'm gonna. I have a. this tells me that people, the average gamer who is on this does not give a shit about sports games
I need
because.
to remind you of something about Sonic 06, okay? It
Mhm.
sold platinum. It was really, really fucking successful. It was like a crazy huge success.
It's wild. I'm looking through this list and I'm really bummed out. And it bums me out because it tells me that your average, like, Joe gamer is the one keeping two of my favorite franchises alive. Or, like, not
Yeah.
alive, but played them back in the day. Cause, man, Dragon Ball Sagas is a shit game. How the fuck does that have 400 votes? The Futurama game was okay.
Hey,
But
I'll tell you, Transformers War for Cybertron actually kind of fucking awesome.
yeah, that game is cool. That game is rad. I played it back in the day. It was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about, like, NFL Street 2 is, like, all the way at 128? Bro, Sudeki's at 131. Oh, man. This is a bummer.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, like, I look at the top games on the original Xbox, and I'm just like, yeah, these are great games. These are not the ones I personally want, for the most part. I would love Jet Set Radio. I'd love Burnout 3.
What's
And
funny is
Wolfenstein.
Halo 2 is number 46.
You can play that on fucking
Guys, you can go
Xbox
play
right
Halo 2.
now.
You can play that.
It's
Like,
in
come
the
on,
Master
guys,
Chief
what the fuck?
collection.
They have it. They have Halo 2. You just go play.
The
They have a
360.
button that makes it fully Halo 2 too. It's not like Halo 2 remastered only. You press a button, it'll just be Halo 2.
Yeah, the shooting is a little is like not 100% what it was on the Xbox version because of the it's the Vista port, but it's close.
It's not different enough for 1,738 people to be asking for it.
Yes. And look at the 360 list. First off, Blur needs to be higher. Blur is a game that fucking rips. The rest of these I'm looking at, I'm going like, yeah, the problem with all of these, and I know when they put this fucking website up, they knew this. Because the reason they stopped the backwards compatibility program in the first place is because they were having trouble with licensing.
Yeah.
And that all of these most requested games, the trouble with most of these is fucking licensing. Let's see.
I mean, their fourth most requested is Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. Like, that's not fucking coming. Licensed cars.
Yeah, like licensed game, licensed game, licensed game, licensed cars and music, licensed
I gotta
game.
play that game again.
Yeah, you're making me want to go hunt down a copy. But anyway,
I have two of them. I can't. I have the technology.
You should sell me your other 360 copy. Anyway,
it's in my house though.
Sorry, what?
I don't know where it is right now. It's in my house though.
You should find me that second 360 copy. If it's good condition, I'll buy it.
I'll take a look. I'll take a look for you.
But licensed game, licensed cars and music. Okay, you can do Jet Set Radio. Licensed game. You can do Sonic Heroes. Licensed music and people out the ass. Def Jam. Licensed game.
Yeah.
You can do Sonic. They actually own Skylanders now because they bought Activision, so those are possible.
It's actually really easy, yeah.
Yeah, Burnout 3, tons of licensed music, Need for Speed Carbon. Like the top 25 outside of Skylanders is just guys, the reason why they haven't done these is because they're not gonna pay money to relicense all the fucking cars and music or the Transformers license. It's not gonna happen. I would fucking love for Ultimate Spider-Man to be playable again, besides on an emulator. That game is amazing. I highly recommend you play Ultimate Spider-Man. That shit ain't happening. Same with Blur, same with X-Men Origins. Your dreams are fucking dead.
Yeah.
But this is why this user vote stuff is like, it's all like really obvious shit or completely unrealistic asks.
Yeah.
Like number 72, the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. Like, yeah, good luck. Go talk to Amazon about that license, I guess.
Right. But hey, I'll bring up our next story. We've already, in fact, discussed it. Forza Horizon 6 nears 5 million sales. 42% are on Xbox.
Yeah, that game is great, as I talked about. It's a fantastic game. Apparently 1.7 million people purchased the $120 advanced access version.
Crazy.
And then they also have an additional 3 million players that played it via Game Pass. So
Yeah.
8 million people touched this game. And then it already is 13% of the players are in China for Steam players.
People like to drive the car.
People like to
Love
drive the
driving the
car
car.
through the mountain.
I
And
mean,
it's super fun when you go to the highest peak in the game and just bomb down the hills, destroying every tree in sight.
yeah.
Yeah, so this isn't surprising. This is... this just leans into my point of Xbox needs to say fuck this hardware shit and just go
Focus on software exclusively.
Yeah, like it makes no sense. And I know that's like bad for the industry as a whole because you don't want Sony being the only one making the high-end hardware for consoles. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Xbox and you're sitting here and you're looking at, we don't sell any hardware at all, like our PC handheld is doing okay, but otherwise we don't sell hardware at all. It's really fucking expensive and time consuming, even with the help of companies like Asus and AMD, and our games are selling like crazy. Why in the fuck are we bothering?
Yeah. Yeah. It's certainly a situation they're in, and you know, all their publishing just does so great on every other platform. It always shocks me how popular Forza is. Mostly because I am not a car drive gameplay man.
Care?
But fucking, I've played Forza. I've played a Forza. I think it was Forza 4.
Horizon 4 or regular Forza 4?
I don't know. It was just
360
on
game?
my Xbox.
Was it a 360
I
game or was
do
it a?
believe it was 360.
There was regular 4. Yeah, that is very
Regular
different
4.
than than Horizon. Horizon's like
Yeah.
Horizon is closer to like what Need for Speed was. It's like open world and you have activities to do and you can do
I remember
races.
being
But
like, the driving feels great, but I just pick any car and I just drive. That's the whole game. That's what it felt like to me at the time.
yeah, like I think that you might want to try Horizon just because the open worldness is really cool. Like in this one, you go around, you destroy Japanese mascots, or you
Yeah, it does
destroy
sound cool.
billboards, and you go do super jumps, and you go do speed. You try to do speed check test points or drift checkpoints, and then around the map there are little races and events you can do, like go do 3 laps here, or go race from point A to point B, stuff like
I
that.
do like the idea of some Nippon Kurama Drift. It just sounds fun.
I love your Japanese English. So good.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
it's a skill you have to develop when you learn Japanese.
Really?
Yeah. A bunch of I mean, the word for drift in Japanese is drifto. So like, I'm not even making that up. That's just how it is. You got like a solid 20% of the words that you speak in Japanese are just English words with a really strong accent on them.
I don't know why that made me want to watch Initial D.
Yeah. Everything should make you want to watch Initial D.
It's a great show. You can drive that car in the game. Anyway,
Including Splinter Cell.
I have no idea. All right, I'll bite. Hey, Splinter Cell.
Did you know the former Splinter Cell creative director said realistic graphics are causing modern problems for modern stealth games?
I actually think
Did you know that?
Yeah, it says he was a creative director on what a lot of people consider to be the best Splinter Cell Chaos theory. I just don't think this is true. He talks about baked lighting is very clean and readable and easy to understand. I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff you can do, and it has been done in modern games to make it so it's easy to read stealth when you're being spotted.
I have this idea, this crazy idea. Okay, you could still bake the lighting.
You could. Plenty of studios do it. Not everything is fucking ray trace lighting, everybody.
Yeah, no.
Even if you're
Chill
ray
out.
tracing the lighting, just add a function in your lighting engine that makes a place dark. It's like a thing you can totally do.
It's true. It's I don't know, this just seems like a weird take.
It
Yeah.
does seem like a weird take to me. This whole thing of like, yeah, it's just really. I mean, I imagine it's probably that he personally dealt with a game that he was working on, in which they had like this really realistic lighting engine, and he was like, every fucking thing that I do to make these shadows looks fucked up. It looks fucked up because everything looks super real, and this feels weird. And there was like some kind of demand on high that it have this super realistic looking graphics, and he's like, well, I guess this is a problem. This is a problem we have to deal with sometimes.
I also think that what is it? I also think that like he might just be so used to the old way of doing it as well. And
Yeah.
you know, Ubisoft has a Splinter Cell remake that remains in development. I'm just like, I wonder how they're gonna fuck that up. But
Yeah. Probably by making it look really, really, really realistic.
I think that would be really funny. But I just
That's I do think there is an issue with games looking way too realistic in that like it murders a lot of the art direction.
oh yes, I watched a video on this recently from Racevic. You might know him. You're a fan of the SA people.
I
About
believe I've heard of the man.
you've never heard of Racevic? Oh, dude, I gotta send you some of his stuff. Dude, it's real good.
No, I said I believe I have heard of the man.
Oh, sorry, you clipped, man, clipped out. But he like compares the art direction of the Burnout games to Recreation, which is the core Burnout guys went and made a new game. And how like the art
Yeah.
direction of it is just way too hyper realistic, Unreal 5, but it's also not realistic because certain parts of the car don't get destroyed or spark or do shit, and it's a lot of people are calling it like Unreal 5 look, and that's very true. Like there
Yeah.
are like games that when I think the one that comes to mind recently is like Crimson Desert. Like I know that
Yeah.
like I look at Crimson Desert and I think the game looks interesting, but I look at the environments, I'm like, this just looks like Unreal slop. There's like there was no artistry put in here, just but like that game's fucking sold well. And it like people think it looks good, and I'm just like, I guess. You know?
Honestly, I looked at it and I thought they released Dragon's Dogma 2 again.
Damn.
I looked at it and I went, man, this looks like every Unreal Tech demo I've stared at for the past 6 years.
UE5 slop is most certainly a thing. It's most certainly an issue in the modern gaming industry.
Like, and even like,
And, you know, maybe he is, you know, he's looking at Unreal 5 slop, you know, Clint Hawking is, and he's going, God, it would be so hard to sneak around inside that Unreal 5 slop. Or he's thinking back to some traumatic experience in which he's working on Unreal 5 slop, and he's like, all the shadows look fucking horrible. They look horrible. Fuck.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know. I think that is a problem. Like, it's just not a stealth game thing. It's just like whenever I see a game uses Unreal Engine, there are certain aspects of it you look at and go, oh yeah, that does kind of look like shit. I think there are exceptions and teams who can go out of their way to make something really special in that engine. Clair Obscur, for example, is a good marker.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. You could probably make Unreal 5 look like whatever, right? If you just fuck with it. You just mess around with Unreal 5 until it looks different.
Right, but I also think that most studios do not have the time or the money to play that game.
Yeah.
I think that they very much are gonna be just making what they can, which in a lot of cases
Borderlands is an Unreal game, right?
yeah, that's another idea.
Yeah,
They do a pretty good job. That
they do a
doesn't
pretty good job.
yeah. But then I look, like I said, Crimson Desert Recreation and go, yeah, that literally looks like
And
default Unreal assets.
you know what else does a pretty good job?
What?
Plex.
Yeah. Hey, last news
Pretty
story.
useful thing.
Yeah, Plex is basically it allows you to make your own Netflix server apps. Like you allow and for access anywhere in the world.
Here's what it really is. All right, you set up Plex when you get tired of TV being expensive, and you decide I'm gonna pirate everything. You set up a Plex server that is connected to a bunch of things, and you can pirate everything.
Or you are just want to rip all your media and create a very easily accessible own version of Netflix.
Yeah, but you know, a great way to get a big library of media is to pirate a bunch of it and then put it on your Plex server.
God damn it.
Or alternatively, you could own a bunch of Blu-rays and just rip them.
Yeah. No, I have the Blu-ray of this season of Star Trek, and that's why it's on my Plex server.
Good. I'm proud of you.
I definitely own it. Well, it's a bad example because I do actually own every season of Star Trek, but you know.
But yeah, Plex has announced a massive price increase for the lifetime plan. On July 1st, the lifetime option will go from $250 to $750. This price hike will only apply to new subscribers with no changes to monthly or annual sub pricing. Man, I remember what a Plex sub, like a lifetime Plex sub, was like $100. I was like,
it's one of those things where it bit them in the ass super hard because lifetime subs are actually horrible for your company.
Yeah, in the long term.
You want everybody paying you money forever. You know, especially back when it was like $100, you get past a year and you're now losing money on that person.
Yes. And that said, like if you're really committed to doing your own media server, even $750 is actually a pretty fair price for what
even
they're doing.
$750 is actually a pretty fair price. And honestly, I'm probably gonna buy the lifetime sub to Plex before July 1st, which is when it goes up to the higher price. Because $250 is a pretty reasonable price for that service.
Yeah, like Netflix alone is $26 a month. So I mean, what you're looking at $250 or sorry, $750.
A year of Netflix, like 10 months of Netflix.
Yeah, at $26 a month, you'd be looking at like 2.25 years of Netflix. So like yeah,
for the 750.
Yeah, for the 750. So like yeah, you're and then for the 250, yeah, it's like not even a year of Netflix.
And importantly, if you're listening to us right now, you can go buy the 250 still.
Yes. It'll in short, they're like, hey, the Lifetime Pass offers lifetime access to a personal server paid up front without any recurring charges. They considered eliminating the Lifetime Pass given the additional revenue generated by monthly. However, the service also recognized the value of offering a lifetime sub, a notable distinction Plex has over many other competitors. In short, massive increase seemed to be company's way of justifying an otherwise unconventional subscription option. The company's blog post did note the number of improvements they plan to make to streaming service in pursuit of justifying the increase: improved downloads, such as grouping by show and ability to automatically download new episodes, support for playlist creation and editing in mobile apps, music and photo library support will be restored in mobile apps, support for NFL metadata, all server and library management code will be available on app.plex.tv will be added to the mobile, audio enhancements such as boosted dialogue and normalizing loudness, additional transcoding video improvements, IPv6 support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I've been meaning to build a Plex server for quite some time.
Same.
In
fact, I started it at one point and then I never finished.
I think what I will probably end up doing this summer, at least, is buying some external hard drives and start and a way to rip my 4K Blu-rays and start that process.
Yeah.
And then go from there. Hopefully by then, maybe the price of computer parts will not be absolutely fucking insane. So,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna rip my Blu-rays, and I definitely won't just pirate all the movies I already own.
yes, exactly. Anyway, yeah, I think it's cool they're still offering a lifetime plan. They could have just said, fuck this. So, I mean, and even then, at the $750 price, it's still not horrible considering what you're getting, assuming the company doesn't go under, of course. So,
Yeah.
and I think there is a free-to-play equivalent that's just not as good called Jellyfish. It's open source.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Hey, speaking of downloading things in totally legal fashion that you already own, do you know that Need for Speed Most Wanted from 2005 is considered abandonware and is on
oh,
some lists of games that are abandonware that are used for game preservation.
you might want to send me those links.
And it's surprisingly easy to acquire.
You might want to. I know Prey is in that list, but
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, everybody. I think. Hey, I'm just saying, if you have a Plex server, you download this podcast and put it on your Plex server. That's all I'm saying. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Amazon.
Yeah.
If you're the YouTube crowd, maybe it's subscribe to the podcast YouTube. You haven't, Duncan here has a China video that's doing quite well. You should go watch it if you haven't. It's about to break 9K views. We're very
Oh,
proud of him.
yay.
So
Who knows about to break 9K? Last I saw it was at 8.3.
yeah, it's at 8.9 now.
Nice.
So it's he's a growing, and then
I keep talking to people in the comments there.
keep doing it.
But I end up talking about like I talk to them on my personal account though because I don't have the login
I thought we
quickly
gave
set
you.
up.
Oh, okay. I thought
You
I thought we
did.
gave
I
you.
just don't have it easily set up, so it's much easier for me to just respond on that.
Gotcha. I do the same thing, and I think people just get confused. But I do find it funny. Yeah, so we got some other stuff in the works. Anthony is working on a review of Screamer. He's a little over halfway done. I am in the very tail end of the video I'm working on. I definitely had to make some cuts to make it I just want it out the door. It's gonna be good, but still just I just want it done. Duncan's working on a Skyrim thing, so you should come to the main channel. I know this is on the podcast,
Yeah.
you should come to the main channel where there's actually thought produced content and just not 3 hours of word vomit. So all right, guys, we love you. We'll be back next week. Sub, like, all that crap. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.